Oh, baby. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, Vietnam? How we doing this morning, guys? It is your boy Trey from Treyders coming back again for another freaking AMC live stream, baby. The Treyders Podcast, episode 67, closing in very fast on that Treyders Podcast, episode 69. Stupid. I know. I shouldn't think that's funny, but it kind of is. Anywho, today AMC obviously is very freaking deep in the red, but there's a lot of other stuff to talk about that has coincided with AMC being down 8.4% today. We're going to go through all this sort of stuff, but the first thing I want to do is show you this, right? The technical analysis. Now, I put out videos the last couple of days, 1, 2, 3, 4 days or so, saying, hey guys, if this does not respect this bull flag, if it breaks this bull flag, you're looking at a second scenario. And to me, this scenario was a breakdown to a Fibonacci retracement, which is what this box is right here, where I expect to see some sort of bounce, right? And so far as it sits, it is respecting that pretty decently. I misdrew this just a hair. I got to drop down a little bit. But this is what you're looking for, the 50 to 61.8% retracement off of the peak of about $15.80 or so, which comes out to about $12.24 or $12.92. And now that it has broken that bull flag, this is a scenario that is pretty likely. Now, I can't guarantee where in this box you're going to see that bounce end up happening, but this is where I'm expecting to see some sort of rejection of price. And if you were to extend this just a hair, right, you can see that it's already fallen into that box and is getting a little bit of rejection. So I don't know where in this box it'll continue to bleed, but I am expecting somewhere in that 1220 to 1285-ish range to be where we get that bounce for AMC to get back into some good bullish territory. I actually deposited another little bit of money into my account, and I did average down on a little bit of shares, and also I averaged down on some of my call options that I've got for AMC. I averaged down on my $15 calls for June 18th, and I also bought some of the AMC $13 calls for June 18th as well. I picked up about 5 of those. But these dips, guys, these are freaking fire sales. It's not very often that you're going to be able to get dips like this on AMC after 8 straight green days. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm absolutely fine with having one red day if it sits that way. But with AMC, you know what it is, guys. You can see this flip on a dime. It can happen very, very, very stupid freaking fast. So just keep watching it go minute by minute by minute. But nonetheless, there's another thing that I want to talk about, and that is the crash of the market and this Bitcoin sell-off. Now, I want to tell you this because this is really important in my mind. So look at this. What about this movement on Ethereum or Bitcoin looks natural to you? And I'll tell you right now, if your answer is something looks natural, it's not. It's absolutely not natural. $40,790 down to $29,000. Come on. Ethereum dropping from freaking $3,500 yesterday down to under $2,000, giving back $1,700 in a single day. Not natural. I will tell you right now, I don't know if it's freaking hedge funds or big institutions getting liquidated, if they're just pulling out their money, but there is something that is not natural about this. This is not retail investors. I can guarantee you that right now. Now, you can make the argument that it's because of the China ban on crypto, but when that news came out, the stock market did not react to it this harshly immediately, right? News catalysts, when they come out, typically will have an effect on a stock or a security pretty much immediately after it comes out. That's the whole point of the news catalyst coming out, right? Whether it's positive or negative. So I don't personally believe that the China ban, right, caused this crash. I don't see it. It could have, it could have added to it, but it's not the catalyst. It's not the cause of all of cryptocurrency down freaking 20-25%. I mean, I was looking at my Coinbase app, and I saw that the overall cryptocurrency market was freaking down like 20 or 25% today, which is absurd. I've never, ever seen that in the last freaking 6 months watching crypto. I mean, it just does not happen. This is not natural. You don't see markets, like overall markets, down 20%. Think about it. What if you saw the SPY? What if you saw the SPY down freaking 20% one day? What would you do? What would you do if you woke up and you saw SPY was down 20%? Think about the SPY and then think about crypto. The fact that crypto is down 20% in a single day. That's outrageous. The only explanation that I've got is that big money is moving their cash out of cryptocurrency. And we've said this a million times. I'll say it again, right? I very, very firmly believe that the market is going to take a big freaking dump right before AMC makes its money moves. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen today, if it's going to happen tomorrow, but I think there's there's a lot of shady stuff happening with AMC stock and the market, my friends. So that's kind of what I've got for what's happening with cryptocurrency. Obviously, the market is a sea of red right now. It is like freaking drinking from the bath of blood that freaking the god of war Ares would bathe in, man. I mean, this is outrageously red. I mean, freaking look at this. Mara, this gap down. Holy freaking crap. What is happening here? AMC, the SPY, NYT, you've got Coinbase down freaking 8.4%, obviously, because this is where people will make transactions for crypto. But geez, this is some stupid red that you've got rocking in the market right now. And it coincides very clearly, I believe, with the heavily shorted stocks such as AMC. I 100% believe it, and you can't freaking change my mind. They also, I see your comment, man. They didn't trigger the SSR on AMC by 0.01%, which is absurdly close. Absurdly close. The SSR, the short sale rule, if you're not familiar, is if you make a 10% drop from the previous day's close. Obviously, it does not include the pre-market or after hours. However, if the pre-market and after hours are down 10% and you immediately open down 10%, SSR is triggered, meaning that you can only short on the upticks, meaning that the shorts have to hit the ask. They can't slap the bid, right? So that's what the SSR is. Does it have a big impact on AMC? Does it help it go green? It makes a little bit of a difference, right? But it's not the sole proprietor that will drive AMC to go up. Ultimately, what it comes down to is how much buying pressure is, how much buying pressure there is on any given day. But that's kind of what you got cooking up right now with AMC. I want to show you guys also the Ortex data. Ortex actually came out with a tweet about the utilization drop down to 29%. And what they basically stated was this. They said that there was parties out there that were not reporting their data on short interest and utilization. And my immediate thought was, It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny that they're not reporting data right now at one of the most critical, pivotal times of AMC. I've never seen that. Not in the freaking 4 months that I've been using Ortex. Not once. Come on. You guys got to know this. You guys got to know this game. It's a stupid game. It's a dumb, stupid game. Short interest is up 1.75% as it sits right now. Borrowed shares, 3.47 million. Return shares, 1.15 million. And we're getting back into that trend of shorts doubling down on positions. So we'll see if that trend ends up continuing, but that's kind of what you're looking at in terms of what AMC is sitting at right now on Ortex. So that's kind of my opening spiel. I probably should have waited for some more people to roll in, but that's kind of what we got rocking right now with AMC. What's going on with the market? What's going on with cryptocurrency? Last thing that I want to say before we have this discussion with the entire freaking Gorilla Gang out here is I did put up a video. This was heavily requested about the story of the AMC squeeze and kind of a 15-minute recap of the reason why apes are holding and where this can go, what people can do to help this sort of cause. So if you want to check this out, I am going to be streaming for quite a while here today. I don't mind if you tune out for a little while and go check out the video. It's all good. If not, that's cool too. But this is something that you guys wanted to see, so I put it out there for everybody who wanted to make that happen. So that's kind of what I've got for this quick little recap right here. Let's connect with the freaking gorillas out there. Drop some gorillas in the chat. I know AMC is red today, but we're going to hang in there regardless, right? I'm doing absolutely fine. I'm not stressing the least bit, and I am down significantly on AMC. I'm down $3,700 on stock alone. My call options down $820 on the $15 calls, down $800 on the $25 calls. I mean, I'm down pretty heavy on some of these call options. So I feel your pain, right? You're not alone, but I'm gonna keep hodling on because I believe in the stock. I believe in the cause. I believe in the freaking legacy we're writing, and I'm not going anywhere. I'll tell you that. I will hold this until the sink ship, the sink ships until the ship sinks, if that's what it takes. Not that I think it'll happen, but you get the point. You get the point. So that's enough of that. Let's get into the freaking live stream. Don't know what you heard about me, but a bitch hedge can't get $1 out of me. No Cadillac, no perms. You can't see that I'm an MF and pimp. Weiler. Thank you for that, brother. I've still got that latency turned down, so the lag shouldn't be too bad either, by the way. Hopefully you guys are digging. Made some fan art for us on Twitter, the Xavier Guzman. Let me check that out real quick, little peeky wiki, as we always say. You know what? I don't have lamp on. What kind of a catastrophe is this? I don't know what I'm doing with my life, man. Holy Toledo. You guys should honestly all leave. Can't believe I didn't have lamp on. Obviously, lamp is the star of the show here, so I'm just the accomplice. I'm just the accomplice that gets to pass on the messages. But we turn lamp on. Hopefully, you guys forgive me. I'm sorry for that that freaking mistake, but it won't happen again. It won't happen again. My apologies. Twitter is loading super slow right now. Holy Toledo. We'll come back to that in just a second here. Swear jar. Did I swear? I didn't even hear it. I don't think I swore. You guys are going to say I swore anyways just because you want to see me buy. All right, here we go. Now I think it's good. Now it's loading. So let me check this out. The Xavier Guzman. Oh, this is cool. I dig it, man. That's money. Check this out. Gorilla Army, baby. GG. I like the Tendies drawn in there too. That's good stuff. That's freaking sick, dude. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You're a boss. So looking at the level 2s right now, you've got the largest sell wall about $12.92, but you can see that the ask is absolutely freaking loaded to the teeth. It's outrageous. There's a lot of freaking activity on the ask, which we can only anticipate is shorting because they're trying to suppress this as heavy as they can. Currently trading underneath the volume weighted average price, which is this gold indicator right here. The VWAP tells you the average price that anybody has paid on the given day. Trading underneath it means that the mean person, the meat in the middle, right, is not red on the day. They're bag holding, albeit it's not by much, right? Obviously, we're right beneath the VWAP, but if we get back over that, I would expect a little bit more momentum to come. I'm going to leave this box, but we can easily draw that up again if we want to here in a little while. Arrow. Oh, what am I doing? Of course, of course, of course, of course. How long is this going to take? This is what I'm thinking. This is about the timeline that I'm hoping for. Guys, in case you're new to the channel, in case you're new to the freaking Treyders podcast, the live stream, we got Cooking with the Gorilla Gang. We draw up arrows because this is the king of technical analysis. It's simple stuff. You draw an arrow and the stock will follow. I learned that from Rainer Teo, the king of TA. You don't make the rules, you know, I don't make the rules. We just follow them. It's as simple as that. Oh, man. Trey, I hope you read through my DD is playing out across the board for the entire market. I did, brother. I did. And you were absolutely right. The piece of the market and cryptocurrency tanking was absolutely 100% spot on. And, you know, I didn't go quite as into detail as you did, but I'll tell you this. I made a video talking about this about 2 months ago, saying that you're going to see hedge funds in the market be a sea of blood red when this thing makes its freaking move. Thank you, Michael. What up, Trey? 3-day here in a row. Still dealing with some mental battles. I'm at 877 shares on AMC. Would you love to do some video edits for you and the apes? Berserk, man? Absolutely, brother. Hey, I hope that your mental battles clear up. You've got the apes rocking with you, cooking with Crisco. We'll be just fine, my friend. What was that AMC floor website from yesterday? Also, the China ban is BS. It added, but not the cause. It was hard to buy crypto in China before the ban. Absolutely, Kyle. And I can't remember the name of that website, but if you Google the AMC floor, it should pop up. It definitely should pop up. Could they be avoiding more margin calls with liquidity? Absolutely, man. I think that's exactly what it is. So if hedge funds are liquidating their own positions, they're trying to cover their butts so they have enough collateral, essentially, to make up for any losses they might have in short positions. It definitely helps shorts today. I'm not going to lie to you, to be down 8%, but this is the first red day that we've seen in the last 8 days. 9 days, actually. So 8 straight green days and 1 red day here so far. But we don't know what's going to happen, right? Anything can happen on the flip of a dime. All of a sudden, if you get a little bit of momentum, a little bit of follow through with volume and liquidity, get back over the VWAP, you can see this thing freaking rip again. I mean, it's just going to depend on how things go. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up consolidating here in this little range for a little while. But like I said, we had two options. We either respect that bull flag or we bounce down to that freaking 1220 to 1280 range. And this is exactly where we're sitting right now, is that 1280 range. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to keep hodling on, man. Meatball sub, Italian urban cheese, provolone, spinach, and banana peppers. Trey, I like that name, man. I like that name. I like that name. Absolutely. You don't lose until you sell. Crypto will recover. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I should have taken a leaky weeky before I started the live stream, but obviously I did not. I'm going to go do that really quick. I apologize because we actually just started, but I am going to pee my pants. Or the cool kids pee their pants. I'm not going to follow that advice from Adam Sandler, but I'll be right back, guys. It shouldn't take too long. Give me just 30 seconds. Boom! I didn't even forget to unmute my mic. Lamp, you done good. You done good. People love you, Lamp. People love you. People love you. All right. Hedgie's heavy on the chat today. Hey, that's the way of the red day, man. The red day, you'll always get them. You'll always get the Cobas. You sure will. Matt Coors retweeted the Zeke Elliott video about AMC if anyone wants to see it. I also retweeted that for anybody who wants to check that out. It's actually pretty cool. It's cool to see him. It's good to see, for sure. Where is that? Right here. You know what it is. Zeke Elliott, baby. Zeke Elliott. His beard is magnificent. I wish I could grow a beard that nice. Been green for 8 days straight. All right. Trey, can you check Twitter DM or I tagged you in a tweet about synthetic puts and calls? I believe Citadel is doing. What are your thoughts? Superman 21-2-3-2-1. That's probably a good topic to talk about. Let me look into it. Let me check it out real quick. The volume today is extremely low compared to what we've seen the last 3 days. So far on the day, we've got 34.77 million in volume, which really is not that much. All right, Citadel is using synthetic puts and calls. Let me just pull this up quick. Both because these strategies require less margin. They're trying to make their position seem balanced, therefore avoiding margin call. I would not be surprised with that, not the least bit. A synthetic put is an option strategy that combines a short stock position with a long call option on that same stock to mimic a long put option. It is also called a synthetic long put. Essentially, an investor has a short position in a stock, purchases an at-the-money call option on that same stock. So is this what Citadel just pulled off? It's very possible they could be trying to mitigate the risk and look like they're not overexposed to have too much exposure, essentially, to some really rough days. I was referring to other YouTubers wanting to collab. Please, no fake news. Wait, what's going on, Review Dork? Everything good, brother? Get back to me on that, man. I want to make sure everything's good with you, man. Hopefully no one's spreading some stuff about you. I can clear it up if you need it, because you're an absolute ape. You're a good dude. You're an absolute good dude. What's up? Review Door, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Discount, buy. It is very cheap right now. And what do we got cooking up? Like I said before, if you just tuned in, we got some new people who are cooking up right now who just hopped into the live stream. But I kind of had two different hypotheses on what could happen here with AMC stock. So essentially, you've got this bull flag setup, which was being respected up until literally today in the pre-market. And then it ended up bouncing off of that, which led me to believe that you're likely going to see a bounce down to a 50 to 61.8% retracement on the Fibonacci. And this level is critical because if it bounces off of that, this means that this is a really solid buy zone if you were looking to average down in your position. Oh man, if my funds had taken one more day to clear, I could have bought this for cheaper, but I'm not mad because ultimately our average cost is not going to matter that much when we're on the freaking moon. I'll tell you that right now. Pull down shorts. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't think that's the move. When transferring a huge amount of gains to your bank, is there anything to know about withdrawing a high amount of cash or anything about that process? All that I would do is make sure that you contact your bank, because if you deposit freaking millions of dollars out of nowhere, you might run into issues where they think that's fraudulence or something. So just communicate with your bank. And that should definitely help out the process. That's what I would do. Jordan Belfort said, I got to scroll back up. Jordan Belfort said Bitcoin would go up before down. Yeah, funny news. That makes sense. Make love to lamp. I don't think I'm going to do that. That's not probably something I should be doing. SSR has been triggered, Trey. Did we hit down 10% on the day? Did we hit down 10%? So we're down to $1.33 right now from yesterday's close, $1.32, which means we would have closed at, I think we closed at 1402. So 10%, we'll just do 90% of 1402. 1402 times 0.9 is 1261. I don't think we've quite hit it yet. We're very dangerously close, but we haven't hit that SSR yet. Not from what I know. I could be wrong. What are your thoughts on Citadel buying the 750K shares to use and sell in pre-market and after hours to drive price down? So I actually made a video about it, but to be honest with you, that 750,000 shares is not enough ammunition to do something like this, right? I personally believe that if Citadel was to do anything, they would just short it. They would just short and over leverage again, trying to ladder it down. We don't know if that's what ended up happening, but I'm not really concerned about their 750,000 shares. What concerns me more is how much liquidity they put into calls and puts. Because if they make a lot of money on that, that's more liquidity and ammunition that they have to get rocking. SSR is already active until May 21st. 1263 is the trigger price. Oh, there we go. If 1263 is the trigger price, then it is activated. It should be activated. Hedgies pulled out their crypto to cover shorts, diamond hands, AMC 100K to the moon. Yeah, man, I'm absolutely in agreement with you, Dean. Absolutely. I said the same thing at the beginning of the stream. You might not have been here. You might have been. But I think, I mean, it's as simple as this. This isn't a natural movement. The crypto market being down over 20% as a collective whole would be the same as seeing the SPY down 20% as a collective whole. It just doesn't happen. That sort of thing does not happen. That's not a natural movement. Not in the least bit. It just doesn't happen. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as freaking that. Absolutely. Oh, man. Do we need extra lube for this squeeze? It's going to be a volatile journey, guys. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that. I mean, just on the day alone, I am down, I think, like freaking $7,000 or $8,000, which it is what it is. I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, but I'm not stressing over it because no losses or gains are realized until you hit that buy or sell button. Looking at Stonko Tracker, they're saying that there's 3.1 million total shares available to borrow. So either A, a lot of shares have been returned, and that's just how many are available, or B, there are more available shares than there were previously. I believe it could be a combination of both. I just believe that a lot of lenders recalled stock. They recalled shares because they just see that this is way overexposed to risk. The squeeze score on this is 10 out of 10 according to eHor. They take a bunch of data and algorithmic data to compile that score. And I still believe it's the case. I still believe 100% that AMC is a squeezable stock, even though it pulled back here today. I mean, red days happen. We've seen red days over the last 5 months. I'm used to it. I don't know if you guys are used to it, but I'm not stressing over this. Not in the least bit. Not even a little. By lead calls, choose 2 months plus out at delta value of 90 cents. Jay Tran. I've actually got a friend that I went to school with. What kind of school? Training. His name was Sonny Tran. So it's cool to see that. Welcome, brother. Treyders averaged up $4 a share, and I'm still green around 26%. Is it worth it to support the ape family? It is. Oh, it is worth it to support the ape family. Absolutely, man. I'm with you. There are people who have average costs in the 15, 16s. There are people who have it in the freaking 8s and 9s. I mean, at the end of the day, we just got to feed each other. It's as simple as it is. Oh, man. Do you think June 2nd will be our catalyst to the moon? It could act as it. Ultimately, what a catalyst needs to do, right? So a news catalyst, positive or negative, just needs a response factor, right? So it's for a positive news catalyst to drive us to the moon, what you're looking for essentially is hype and reaction out of retail investors in the ape community. You want new money to want to come in because of how positive and powerful the news catalyst is. So if June 2nd comes around and they reveal something stupid, like groundbreaking numbers that are just showcasing how freaking absurdly malpracticed and corrupted the stock movement on AMC is, that's going to be what we're looking for. That's exactly it. And that's going to draw in the new money because they're like, dang, wow, this is going to have to get fixed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to buy this freaking stock because that's ultimately what it comes down to is we're looking for new money, right? The people who hold AMC stock and who have been here for a long time, they're waiting it out. I mean, that's essentially what it is. I saw a comment on one of my YouTube videos, and I thought it was very fascinating. I thought it was a good topic to bring up. And it was this. This guy said, I think there are a lot of retail investors out there that are watching and patiently waiting for the right move to get into AMC stock. And I think that's absolutely what it is. People like to buy green and they like to sell red. I think there are people out there that are waiting to buy the green and buy that first initial rip and move over that $14.50 mark. I think that's ultimately 100% what we're waiting on. You made my son tear up in a good way yesterday. I'm extremely grateful for you, Trey. You were the man. JF Wall Street Viking. Well, I'm glad to hear that, dude. I hope that his YouTube channel does well, and I wish nothing but the best for you and your family and your son. Absolutely. SSR is triggered for anybody that is wondering. So what does the short sale rule do? We don't know if it actually gets held up or if they actually regulate the rulings here, but essentially what this is supposed to do is you're only supposed to be able to short on the ask. You can't slap the bid, right? Meaning you have to short the upticks and not just the downticks. So looking at the ask right now, this is likely all of the shorting that is taking place on AMC stock. And you look at Ortex, you look at the overall data, you can see that the short interest is starting to go up again, according to Ortex. It was up 1 point something percent here earlier in the day. Now it's up about 1.33. So you've got way more shares borrowed, some shares returned. Net difference of about 1.76 million. The max cost to borrow 17.11%, so it's obviously gone down significantly, and that number is likely going to go down if the price continues to drop. So we're looking for some sort of sustainability and some sort of move and some sort of liquidity and volume to get this back up over that VWAP. That's obviously going to be the first line, but we can't sugarcoat it. I mean, today is a red day. That's as simple as it is. Today is a pretty gnarly red day. But you look at the entire market, and that's just how things are rocking accordingly right now. The whole market is just a C. Don't be a paper hand, says David. I feel you, brother. I feel you. I'm not paper handing shit. Nothing. Nada. Trey, I know you heard this a lot. Thank you for all you do for the AMC community. Days like this used to scare me. I'm trained to buy on these days. Matt, I'm telling you, I'm just a regular dude. I'll huddle on with everybody. I'll huddle on with everybody here. We're straight chilling. Ortex data is T+2, right? So that is looking at least the short interest at the very least. That is looking at what you saw 2 days ago, right? So if you look back 2 days ago, 1, 2, you likely saw an increase of short interest data by about 1 point some change percent on this consolidation day that we saw right here, right? So that's what I would expect. I would expect that the majority of that short interest changes you're seeing right now came from 2 days ago. Volume is low. You're absolutely right. Volume is disgusting right now. Not good disgusting either. 38.75 million. I mean, it's definitely higher than we've seen in previous days, but I think what you're going to be looking at by the end of the day, best case scenario is 100 million plus. I mean, if we get over 100 million total volume, I'm not mad about that, but we just want the majority of it to be green volume. I'm curious to see what the actual short volume percentage was yesterday. Let me look at the daily short sale volume percentage website that I've got here cooking. Yeah, it was stupid high yesterday. So May 18th, you saw that. Oh, I got to refresh this. Oh, no, it's good. The total short volume was 61% yesterday. If that doesn't tell you the story, I don't know what will. 66.2 million total short volume yesterday is an absurdly high number. And that's just data, man. That's as simple as it gets. That's just data. That's telling you right now. Look at this uptrend. So we saw the utilization drop a little bit, right? We saw some of the shares on loan get returned. And now you have this huge uptick in reversal in terms of shorting. They are trying to double down on their positions and get this thing rocking. I mean, the highest we've seen the short volume percentage is 65%. I'm going to be very interested to see how high the short volume percentage is today by the end of the day when we get that data tomorrow. I'm anticipating it's going to be pretty stupid high, but we'll have to wait and see, man. I mean, this tells you the story. It's just being shorted. It's as simple as it is. There's more shorting taking place on the stock right now than there is buying. What are your thoughts on buying crypto at the moment? Do you think it still complete or found the bottom? I don't know if crypto has found the absolute bottom, but I will tell you this. A drop of 20% is a buy that I would want to make if you're bullish on crypto. It's a very, very solid buy, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Trey, you've given me a brand new life, buddy. Thank you. Super thankful. We love you. Thank you, Smashcast. You did it yourself. I have call options for 14.5 expiring this Friday. Do you think I should hold until Friday or sell? I'm down 77%. Thanks, Trey, says Destiny. So for this Friday, I got to be honest with you, I can't guarantee anybody that you're going to see a retest of $14.50 by Friday. And in fact, for you to make money on those 14.5s, you've got to work really, really heavily against theta, the time decay, right? So your break even on those, depending on what price you paid, is probably going to be in that $15.5, $16 range, which is going to be really, really hard depending on what you paid for it, right? So if it was me, this is just me personally, I would probably try to retain whatever sort of value you have in those $14.5 strikes, and you can roll it out into a further expiration if you'd like, but there is always the chance that it does rebound. So like if it ends up coming back and you did sell them, today looking for a further expiration on those call options, it's a weighing the pros and cons. Personally, I think it could take some time. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get back out of this $12.50 range or so where this Fibonacci retracement lines up. You might see, a retest, a bounce immediately today, but nobody knows, right? It's very, very difficult to say if we're going to see that immediate bounce today or not. What I will tell you is it's very obviously being targeted. You look at the level 2s and you've got a lot of ammunition to fight against, right? This is just me. I would probably retain the value and try to push it out for a further expiration. Like I like the June 18th strikes. I think that gives a decent amount of time. You're not fighting against the theta too bad, but it's entirely up to you. Hold like your first girlfriend. Make an AMC video. It took a couple of days. First time editing. Friend said I should share it with you. It's only 3 minutes long on YouTube. The squeeze cometh. The squeeze cometh, huh? First video. I'll check that out once the stream is over, but I appreciate you sending it my way. I'll definitely show it some love. The squeeze cometh. There it is. Just holla from Jack Dines. I got it pulled up. Move the arrow. That arrow's not doing the trick today. Lamp, come on, Lamp. What are you doing? This is some silly chicken talk. I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you, Lamp. I don't know what you're laying down, but it isn't making sense. So it's continuing to rock down into this Fibonacci retracement zone as it sits right now. Looking at this on the 1 month chart, you can see, like I'd mentioned, that you're looking at that $12-ish range, looking for that bounce. So somewhere in this zone is where I'm anticipating you're getting a reversal. I could be wrong, but that's the trend that AMC seems to follow over the past 5 months, is that 50 to 61.8% retracement off of the rips. That's typically where she does it. That is the typical zone. Jeez. Look at that rip down at 1234. This is getting flushed hard. Look at that volume on that. 1.2 million in volume on that rip down to this freaking Fibonacci retracement zone. They really are trying to push this down. Anytime that you see volume increase on a wide range candle bar, that's a purposeful move. That is a coordinated attack on the stock on the downside. The same way that you see volume tick up on huge wide range candles, those are coordinated buys for the upside, right? These are shorts strategically trying to play chess and push this thing down underneath critical levels. So let's look at this on the 1 month chart. I'd be curious to see what you're looking at in terms of levels of support or resistance there. I'm gonna have to zoom out a bit. Let's see. So right here where we're sitting, 1229. You got a little bit, yeah. So that lines up with 1, 2, 3 different touch points, almost 4 different touch points at about 1240. So that's the level of support that they're trying to break. You look for at least 3 levels of 3 touch points to signify a respective level of support or resistance, and they tried to push it underneath that. So that was a pretty coordinated attack if I had to take a stab at it. Volume increase, you got 4 touch points on a 1 month long chart, right? They really are trying to push it underneath that because they view that as a critical level of support. So they've got 2 different touch points right here. That could be a little bit of a bear trap. We'll wait and see if it gets a bounce there. Lamp off, lamp on at 1234. Let's see if we can get a bounce off it. But if not, like I'd mentioned, I believe that you're looking at a Fibonacci retracement zone down to about that $12 range. That would be the best case scenario in my eyes. All right. Hey, Trey, I sent you an email about helping with your OBS. Whenever you have free time, give it a read. Email is pop aside. Appreciate that, man. I definitely got to check my email. I got to admit, guys, and I apologize for anybody that sends me DD and sends me emails and stuff. When I'm done at the end of the day with all the YouTube stuff and making videos for you guys and doing the live streams, it's like 9, 10, 11-hour days some days, and I just try to eat dinner and relax a little bit. But it's definitely something I got to get better at, so I apologize. Pop aside. Let's see. Pop aside. I'm not seeing it yet, but I'll look through that a little bit closer here in a little while. Step away from your computer for a second, it'll moon. Now, I went to the bathroom earlier, nothing freaking happened. Nothing happened. Look at this freaking 55,000 share wall at $12.50. With the SSR triggered, you shouldn't see this sort of thing. They're supposed to hit the... Oh, never mind. Just kidding. The ask. They have to hit the ask. So that's not surprising. Never mind. They're shorting the uptick right here. So $12.50 obviously acting as a level of resistance. We'll wait and see if it follows through with this arrow. But you can see that it's trying to get a bounce off of this this level of support at about $12.36 or so. 4 bottoming tails on the last 4 candles. And that looks like a little bit of a bear trap setup. So we're hoping that it follows through and you get a beginning of a bounce to come hopefully retest that volume weighted average price. It tested it 2 different times right here and got a false breakout right here to get back up to about $13.31. But we're looking for that ultimate bounce. That's what we're waiting on as it sits right now. Bounce back up to that VWAP, volume weighted average price, which is sitting at about $12.83. If today's discouraging you, ain't built for stock. They have ups and downs. There are ups and downs, man. I'll tell you what. I'm down on stock alone. On stock alone on AMC, I'm down $5,000. I'm not stressing in the least bit. That's how the cookie crumbles. There's no realized gains or losses until you buy or sell. I had $80,000 in my account yesterday, and now it's at $75,000, you know? That's how it goes. Send you a meme in your Twitter DM. My handle is AverageRob808. I'll check it out, man. I'll check her out. Looks like it's getting a little bit of a bounce. I'm not too mad about that. $12.55. We'll see if this level of support at $12.34 is significant or not. If it will end up rocking. Tesla has diamond. Look at this. This is obviously about Bitcoin. Elon Musk says Tesla has diamond hands. Oh, let's go. This is the way. Obviously about Bitcoin, but that's interesting. Interesting. Oh, what did I just do? I have way too many tabs open. I got to get rid of some of these, but we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, anywho, I wanted to check that message for the meme. Let's see. Search Twitter. Not trying to dox you, man, so I'm going to do this in private just so that nobody messages you or sees anything that was private or something. Hopefully this will eventually respond. Come on. Twitter being slow today. Holy Toledo. Okay, well that just closed out. I'll try again. Twitter. Average Rob 808. I think this is you. Yeah, there we go. View. These are pretty good. I can get behind that. I dig it. Leonardo DiCaprio with my face on it. I can't show this face without doxing some messages. So I probably won't be able to show that, but I dig it, dude. That's good stuff. Relax, patience. Lots of bots accounts today on Twitter. Oh yeah, man. They're going to come. They're going to come. I'm telling you, it's freaking psychological warfare. That's how it goes. That's absolutely how it goes. Bitcoin would be 20K based on trends. Best time to buy. You think it's going to go down to $20,000, huh? That'd be a pretty significant drop. I mean, let's look at this on the year chart. It looks like it got a bounce off of this sort of level of support at 29,000, but the next floor is at 20 grand if it drops below this. So it really needs to hold right here. Otherwise, like you're saying, the next level of support is at $20,000, which would be a significant loss. You'd have quite a few bag holders on Bitcoin if that was the case. That would be disgusting. That is not bueno. You don't want to see that. You really don't want to see that. Guys, if we have any Cobras in the chat, you let me know and I can address it. I'm really light with the ban hammer, but if it's obvious bots that are rocking in the chat, you just got to drop the name and I'll clean it up. You let me know. I want you guys to be comfortable and cooking with Crisco. Guys, today is one of those days where it's really important to surround yourself with community. This isn't anything to do with technical analysis. This isn't anything to do with data, right? This is just basic human psychology. It is hard to look at a portfolio because money is emotional. Money has ties to emotion. It's very difficult to see yourself losing money hypothetically on paper, right? So what advice I can give you right now is to psychologically ground yourself in your conviction in the stock. If you believe in what AMC is and how far it's going to go, right? I've said this on and off throughout the last 5 months. The price of AMC to me is psychological, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if you have true conviction in a stock and the fundamental conviction that you're basing that off of has not changed, which is this is a heavily shorted stock, it's being heavily manipulated, it's not a good short anymore because they're a fundamentally stronger company than they were 5 months ago. If none of those things have changed, which in my eyes they have not, right? It's still a fundamentally strong stock that is being fought against the grain right now. It's still being heavily manipulated. There's still malpractice. There's still corruption. There's still heavy short interest in this. If none of those things have changed, then the price is psychological. You want to buy this for as cheap as you freaking can while you're waiting for this thing to go to freaking Tendy Town. That's ultimately what it comes down to, right? So on days like this, when you're looking at, hypothetical losses on paper, I think it's very important to surround yourself with people who believe in the same cause as you, who can talk you through, the tough times, that can borrow you confidence if you're lacking the confidence on these red days. Because I'll tell you what, there are days that sometimes I lack the confidence and I need the community, to back me up a little bit, to make it feel like, hey, not confirmation bias, but a reminder of the due diligence and research and data and numbers and conviction that we believe in AMC for, right? It's important to know that sort of thing, because on these red days, there are going to be those psychological warfare tactics that are taking place with the bots, with the media, with the news, with the hedge funds, with the naked shorting, with everything that you see happening right now. Just remember why. That's as simple as it is. So on days like this, all that I ask is you have a community and a place to call home when you really need it. We know the risks. We know the risks associated with AMC. And I'll tell you what, I've said it time and time again. I'll ride this ship to freaking $0 if that's what it came down to, because that's how convicted I am in AMC stock. I wouldn't have put 80 grand in this if I didn't believe it was going to go somewhere. I'll tell you that right now. We are on the 12s, right? It's not even bad. I mean, we were at $9 a freaking week ago. I'll take this all day long. Hey, Trey, what was going on with that SEC ruling regarding the synthetic shares that were supposed to be bought back by today? So we don't know what the timeline for that is like, but what I will say is, hypothetically speaking, what's supposed to happen is the SEC is going to crack down on naked short shares that are circulating on the market right now. We'll wait and see if that comes to fruition, but that was the filing, essentially. What is my internet doing? Can you guys see me okay? Is this lagging? Let me know if you guys can see me. On my end, it looks like things might have froze, but let me know. Thank you for the discount, Hedgies. Bought 140 more shares using trade 10 at checkout. Gorilla Gang. GG. You know what it is. You know what it is. Tell Aaron to release the numbers. People are losing money. So I'm going to be talking with Adam Aaron. Like I said, we're going to have another interview sometime in early June. And when that comes, there's going to be a lot of questions that I'm going to ask him based on what you guys want to hear. One of them to me is going to be this thing about the stock split. There's been a lot of people talking about stock split, and there's a lot of people that want to ask about dividends. So I'm going to ask about both of those things for sure. But as more time passes and you guys have more questions that you want answered, we're just going to formulate that. It's as simple as that. I'm not asking questions that I want to know. I'm asking questions that you guys want to know. So that's essentially what it's going to come down to. No lag. Good stuff. Cool. It looked like it was on my end, but sometimes YouTube's just goofy. Thank you for that super chat, Asia Black. I don't know what the message was. Sorry that you retracted it, but hopefully you're good. Hopefully you're good. Check Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum is taking a massive dump. Ethereum is crashing harder than almost Bitcoin. It dropped down from freaking $4,383 to $1,800. Tell me that's natural. What about this looks freaking natural? It's not. There's nothing natural about that. It lost just as much ground as it took for freaking days. I mean, these are daily candles that you see right here, right? Look at these daily candles. In a single day, you flushed down literally freaking 10 days worth of buying. That's not natural. Come on. What about a 20% drop on Ethereum? Basically, the equivalent of a blue chip stock is natural. This would be like watching Tesla, Apple, Microsoft crash 20% in a single day. That just doesn't happen. That sort of thing just doesn't happen. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. Could this red day signify? Oh, I got to scroll back up, I think. Could this red day signify the waters receding before a total wave? It totally could. I mean, we've talked about it before, the similarities between AMC and Volkswagen. Although there are different squeezes, right? There's fundamentally much different things about the data and the lead ups to each of these. But Volkswagen, before its major run up, had a come down to that a major dip back down to previous levels. So it could be. It totally could. I can't tell you for sure, but I think it's no coincidence that cryptocurrency in the entire market is taking the absolute crap today at the same time that AMC and GameStop, I'm just assuming, are red. Let's look at what GameStop is doing. We haven't even looked at our brother today. GameStop also down pretty heavy on the day, but not as bad as AMC is. This is down about 5.6% and much lower volume. So let's look at the order flow on this. GameStop has had $44 million of inflow, 57 of outflow. We're looking at AMC comparatively. AMC inflow and outflow, 105 million and 109 million. There's not even that big of a difference here. I mean, $4 million difference, and this is down 12% right now. Let's look at the GameStop difference. 44 versus 57. There's a $13 million difference here, and GameStop is only down 5. What is happening? I mean, this just tells you the story, guys. Come on. Come on. Look at the malpractice and corruption here. $4 million USD outflow difference, right? $4 million net negative. GameStop has a difference of 13 million and it's down only 5%. What is going on? That's absurd. That's freaking absurd. Crazy stuff. You guys, I mean, it's so simple. It's so simple. If it makes sense, if it's simple and you're not understanding the process, it's probably because it doesn't make sense and there's something that's making it not make sense. That's the only thing I can think of, guys. I mean, seriously. Freaking seriously. Legit. There's so many confirmations that we have that there's malpractice taking place in the stock market. This is just another one. This is just another one. The outflow versus inflow, that's just another confirmation to me. But the big one is just the freaking volume that we get on any given day. If you haven't watched my video, I'm going to show you something really quick. I want to show you my Microsoft whiteboard. Check this out. Well, hold on. First, I'm going to clear out of some of these freaking tabs because I've got way too many tabs open. Close out of this one. Maybe. This is probably why my internet's being all goofy, honestly. All right, close out of that one. I did this to myself. Sayai nasa. Oh no, that's chai, not cha. I can't see it. Well, I'm just going to enter it in right here. Whiteboard. Maybe this will eventually load. Hedge funds are attacking my internet. That's what it is. Absolutely. I do have a wired connection. It is a wired connection. I probably just have too many tabs open. But anyways, I want to show you something that I worked on for one of my videos here today, and it's very freaking simple math. Cute desktop pick. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Life is simple. I'm a simple guy. Come on, lamp. But anyways, I want to show you this. So check this out. I drew this up this morning for a video that I made. But in case you haven't watched that video, I want to walk you through to some basic math that we've got cooking right now for AMC stock and the float. Right now, check this out. Whenever this freaking loads, we'll get there eventually. All right, so let's just do some quick math. Right, we're not even going to take January 27th. We're just going to take yesterday's volume. So yesterday's volume, what do we have total on the day? Total on the day yesterday, we saw 170 million total shares, right? So if there was 170 million total shares yesterday that were traded, we know that there's about a 417 million free float on the stock, right? So if there's a 417 million free float on the stock, that would mean that 170 million out of 417 million, 170, that's about 40%. So that's 40% of the free float in a single day, right? Now let's just do some quick math. If there's 417 million share free float, and we know the retail investors own about 80% or 333 million, the institutional investors, if you're just to take BlackRock and Vanguard, 65 million, total shares on loan right now, according to Ortex, is about 132 million. Right? Then you've got 10 million shares for insiders. You add all this up, you've got about 540 million shares, which is more than the total free float by over 100 million. It's about 120 million extra. So if we saw 170 million in volume, which is about 40% of the free float, where is it coming from if there is actually more shares trading on the free float just based on this alone, right? Where are they getting the actual shares for the trading if this is what's being currently held? If this is all that's being currently held right now, is 540 million-ish shares, where are they coming up with 170 million? That to me signifies some of the malpractice and corruption taking place with AMC stock. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's just simple math. That's really all that it is. I don't get it, man. I really don't. I really don't. Hey, coolest 23-year-old. When I look at my AMC floor website, it says $0. Was it hacked or was I on the wrong page? So I'm not sure if it was hacked or not because I don't know the actual name of the website. I can't remember, but it was sent in yesterday. If anybody has it, drop it in the chat bar. Where are these shares coming from? They're created from naked shorts and from failure to delivers, right? They're pulled out of thin air. That makes no sense at all. For anybody that says that, hey, what's trading on AMC stock is all that there is, I don't see how that makes any sense because math is simple, right? If you just do 2 + 2 = 4, but all of a sudden 2 + 2 on your math says it equals 50, Well, obviously there's something that's goofy about that equation right there, and there's information that's being withheld from that equation if it says 2 plus 2 equals 50, because 2 plus 2 does not equal 50. It's as simple as that, right? It just doesn't make sense. They're creating shares that shouldn't exist. Any idea when AMC will release the results of the share recon? I've heard different dates. I've heard June 2nd, and I've also heard the July shareholders meeting. We're hoping that it's June 2nd. We really are. YouTube removed the Wall Street conspiracy. Not surprising, because I feel like YouTube is shadow banning the AMC content. People have told me and Matt Coors multiple times that they have to dig to find my videos or live streams, and his sometimes, which to me tells me that they're doing something to freaking change what's happening right now. What is a failure to deliver? Can you explain? Sure can. So a failure to deliver is this. Let's just say that you have a call option. I'll draw this up here for you on Microsoft Whiteboard. Let's say that you have a call option for $10, right? And the share price right now is sitting at $9. Well, all of a sudden the share price runs up to $12. Your $10 strikes are in the money. Now let's just say that there's 10,000 of these. 10,000 call options for $10. And let's just say 5,000 of these are exercised. Now, since each individual call option is worth 100 shares, that would mean you add 2 zeros to 5,000, which would be 500,000 total shares, right? If 5,000 of these are getting exercised, that means that they need to have 500,000 shares of stock in AMC for these to be exercised. Well, let's just say that they only have 10,000 available, right? Market makers only have 10,000 shares available of AMC stock. Well, what are they going to do? They can't deliver. It's called a failure to deliver if you don't have enough common stock to fill that 500,000. So what do they do in its place? They send out 10,000 shares of common stock, and then they create 490,000 IOUs. This is one of many ways that they create synthetic shares and shares that should not exist in the marketplace. And ultimately what happens is retail investors own it. I mean, I would be willing to bet you money that the majority of people who own AMC stock don't even own the actual shares, because they're being sent out, IOUs are being sent out in place of actual stock by market makers and by hedge funds, because hedge funds are getting sent IOU stock by the market makers that are trying to drive AMC stock price down. That's as simple as it is. It's really goofy. You might be asking yourself, well, wait, what happens here? So if there's, let's just hypothetically say there's 417 million share free float, right? But there's actually 1 billion shares that are circulating, and shareholders, retail investors, the apes, own, I don't know, let's just say 80% of that, 800 million. What happens to our shares, right? How do we get paid? Well, ultimately, we held up on our transactions. You can think of it like this. It's simple math. There's a buyer and there's a seller in every single transaction. Us as the apes are buyers, right? We are on this side of the deal. The sellers can be hedge funds. They can be market makers. I would say this is the majority of all transactions. And this is how the deal works, right? We send money and they send us stock, right? So as long as you send them real money, you didn't send them counterfeit $100 bills, you hold up on your end of the deal. You're good. If they're supposed to send us stock, right, but instead they send us counterfeit stock, IOUs, they did not hold up on their end of the deal. So eventually, either A, they have to hold up on their end of the deal, or B, they pay us back in our actual money, right? They got to hold up. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't malpractice. We held up our end of the deal. They didn't give us actual stock. They sent us synthetic stock. They sent us IOU, right? So we held up. We held up our end of the deal. Ultimately, we have to get our product paid for, right? When we want to sell and the flip reverses, right? So what happens when the script flips? Now we're the seller, right? And they're the buyer. So what happens here? We have IOU stock and they have our money. Market makers have our money, right? And we want to sell our stock. We're the seller, they're the buyer. Well, guess what we get to do now, right? Knowing the game, we get to decide what we want to sell our stock at, which is the idea of this whole short squeeze freaking scenario is they got to buy back our stock, right? Now that we held up on our first end of the deal and we have IOU stock that they have to buy back, since they were the fraudulent ones, we get to decide the price they pay. That's ultimately what it is. So they got to buy back our IOU stock. It's as simple as that, because we don't know it's IOU stock. You're never going to know if you're holding actual stock or IOU stock. They're the ones that messed up and they have to reap the freaking payment for it, right? They're going to have to pay the consequences. So our IOU stock gets paid for by these guys, and we determine what it's going to be for. That's as simple as it is. That's as simple as it is. It really is. I'm a new 8-bet, and I'm so happy to have discovered your video. Super insightful. Thank you, Amber. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Welcome, Scooter. Welcome, Scooter. No, I'm done. But it's good to have you here. Drop some gorillas in the chat for all the new people who are rocking with the Gorilla Gang. Good to have you here. On these red days, right, we're down to about $12.34. It's good to surround yourself with people that you can trust. They're going to help hold you up on those tough days. So it's good to have you here. Absolutely. All right. Any idea when AMC? Oh, we had that. Hey, Trey, two things. We're approaching the SSR fast. Also, could you take a look at SIRC for me? So we did trigger that SSR for anybody that is curious, by the way. SIRC is an OTC market stock. We'll see if there's any technical analysis that I can do on this. Some freaking OTC stocks are a little bit barcode-ish, but this looks like it's trading about 50 cents, so it should be able to do something here. Let's look at this on a 6-month. It's in a hard downtrend right now, so you're looking basically for a breakout of this descending level of resistance. 15 MA is trading underneath the 200 EMA. The volume is really stagnated pretty hard. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit so we can get the most recent touch points. You always want to use the most recent touch points on a stock because that's the most recent and relevant information for data. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different times that it's tested this descending level of resistance, and until it gets a clean break, 15 MA starts hooking back in towards that 200 EMA, gets a hard crossover, and the volume follows through on it. This is going to continue on a downtrend. That's essentially what you're looking for. AMC is still the most heavily shorted stock in the market. This should be all you need to know. I'm with you. Absolutely. Absolutely. SIRC is owned by IDEX. I didn't know that. I'm bullish on IDEX. I really am. I really, really am. Looks like it's trying to hold this level of support at about 1235 or so. It's hanging out just on that line right now. Obviously down about 11.8% on the day. But if you get a bounce off this and back up to the volume weighted average price, you can see a little bit of a reversal. I wouldn't be surprised. Can you shout out that Andrew Mo Money will invest more money into AMC at 90K subs? He needs 9K more. Colton, I appreciate that message, and I've got absolutely nothing against Andrew. I mean, we've made some great videos together, and we've had some good conversations. But I gotta be honest, like I like people, and I don't always agree with their opinions. This is an opinion that I don't agree with. I don't like the idea of I'm gonna buy more stock at X subscribers. I'd rather just buy the stock. If he wants to buy stock, he'll just buy it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I like Andrew. I've got nothing against him, right? But I don't like that opinion. That's an opinion I don't agree with. Trey, I have 907 shares and I'm not a shill, but wouldn't it be in our best interest as a whole to sell off just enough shares to activate SSR for today and tomorrow? Think about it, bro. It's already triggered SSR, so we're good to go. We are all apes. I've implemented a veto process for other YouTubers wanting to collab. They must have 100 shares or more. If not, they must show proof of holding 60 days or more. I love apes, not cloud chasers. Review Dork, I'm absolutely with you, brother. Hey, you're seriously an ape, dude. You do good freaking work. Review Dork, I absolutely love your perspective and the way that you rock the stock and rock the community. You're an ape, absolutely. Review Dork is not a Koba. Never a Koba. Is Stash good to use? Are you talking about mustache? Because my mustache definitely good to use. She'll take you. She'll take you there. We got to get that handlebar rocking again. But I've never used it. You're going to have to ask the chat bar. That's what I'll watch for. Review Dorkin is absolute GOAT. Review Dork is awesome. He's a good dude. Good dude. Hi, Bub. Can retail option calls expire out the money, help hedgies? And if so, are there bull traps for option calls where people buy FOMO, call options, and lose? Great question, Mark. Good question. So there's actually some things that I think are important to talk about here, right? So what would I watch for in terms of call options? So let's just look at the June 18th call options, for example, right? So as you can see here, I've got some call options at the $13 and the $15 strikes right here, as I mentioned earlier in the stream. So what do I watch for, right? You want to look at the open interest on call options and see what's in the money, and then look at the open interest on call options that are out the money. Typically, there are two things that I want to see, right? So how does this help hedge funds if we're wrong on our call options? Well, what happens is that's less liquidity that apes have that just goes into the void, right? The market makers make their money on that. They want call options to expire worthless, which leads me to my next point. Watch what has the most open interest, right? So you can see $20 for June 18th has a crap ton of open interest. So if you were to drop 1, 2, 3, 4 levels below that, you see there's less open interest. I try to drop below where there's the most open interest on a call option. But look at this. June 18th, 126,000 total call options for $40. Well, what happens if these run in the money? Obviously, apes make a crap ton of money. They get dealt a hedge for. What happens if they don't? What happens if these don't run in the money? Well, that's a lot of liquidity that got driven into the void that market makers ended up winning on, right? And that's liquidity that could have got bought into AMC stock or whatever it is. right? So what's the lesson for me here? This is something that got passed along to me from the Discord, and it's this. If you see a bunch of open interest on a certain stock price, like 35,000 open interest at 15 bucks, drop a couple levels below that, which is like, look at this, $13 strikes, 17,000, a little less open interest, because call options, like the people who write these call options, pay attention to the open interest, right? They don't want these to run in the money because that means that they got to buy the stock. They don't want to do that. They want to manage their delta. They want to make sure they're not losing cash. So if you drop a couple levels below the highest open interest on certain strike prices, that's where I think you have the most opportunity to make money, because market makers, the people who write the call option contracts, aren't paying as much attention to that. They're looking at the critical levels where there's a lot of open interest, right? So hedge yourself a little bit, right? Ride some different strike prices, and that's how you can really manage your risk on how much liquidity you put into a certain call option. That's just my opinion. You do what you want to do, but it looks like AMC is getting a little bit of a George W. bounce right now, baby. Look at this. We got a picture perfect. Drop them in the chat. George W. setup right now, getting a bounce up to a certain neckline, about $12.57. A break over that 12.57 neckline could give us a test of that volume weighted average price to ultimately give us a little bit of momentum, bullish and apish momentum on the day. It's following that arrow. Good job, Lamp. Good freaking job. Lamp doing it. Lamp doing it. I sent art on your Instagram DM. ASB Designs. Let me check it out. Let's see what we got cooking. Ah, man. Freaking YouTube is lagging today. Oh, that wasn't the right thing. I gotta go to Instagram first. Let's see what we got. All right. No, that's not it. I want to go to messages. Requests. ASB Designs. Let's see. If you send me a new message so it pops up to the top, that'll help me out, because I don't think I can individually search your account. Let me try. No. Yeah, you gotta send me a new message so that I can find it. That'll definitely help. Good morning, Viet Cong. Thanks for all you do, Trey. Order some donuts. I actually had a donut today. I'm like 2/3 of the way through one. This one's pretty decent. It's that chocolate with cream filling. I personally like, this is custard. I like the cream filling more, but this has got custard. But it's just a chocolate long john with some white frosting on top. I'm like 2/3 of the way through it. It's pretty decent. Pretty decent for a freaking gas station donut. I won't complain. I won't complain too much. It's a bloodbath, but I don't have anything but time. Absolutely, man. I'm with you. I've got nothing but time. We have more time than they have money. I'll say that every single day of the week because it's absolutely true. The cat is alive. Yes, sir. Getting a little bit of a bounce. Watch this. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and this thing is going to freaking test that VWAP. It never fails. It'll never, ever, ever fail. I'll be right back, my friends, my family. Just do me one quick favor. If you were rocking with the Gorilla Gang, if you're enjoying the stream, just drop a like so we get more apes in the chat that are cooking with Crisco. I don't even care if you're subscribed. Like, you don't even have to subscribe. I just want a place for people to call home on these hard days. So I'll be right back. Just give me a quick second. Lamp, you do your thing. We're going to get that bear trap rocking. Ka-chigga, ka-papa, the boom boom candles. Come on, let's see it. So when I get back, if this isn't testing that VWAP, I'm blaming you, Lamp. I'm blaming you. All right, give me one quick sec. You know, Lamp, you done good. You done good. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you, Lamp. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. Hey, and I mean this in a positive way. I kind of want to pass on a message. So if somebody wants to do me a favor and just pop into, if Andrew's live streaming right now, just pass on a positive message for me. Because I was thinking about that super chat that got dropped, and I'm trying to think of some constructive criticism that I could give him to help out the channel. If anybody wants to help me out, just pop in and let him know that I said this. Tell him that I think he'll get more subscribers if he just follows through with good action, right? And what I mean by that is just buy AMC stock and show people that you're an ape and that you care about the cause and this and that. And people will be pretty happy with that, you know? I think people would enjoy seeing that instead of the other way around. It's not if like Y then X, it's X then Y, right? So if he just follows through with buying stock and supporting the cause, I think more people will want to watch him. So that's the message that I would pass along to him if anybody wants to help me out. I think that's probably the best way for people to you know, kind of dig what he's doing. So that's kind of the message that I've got for him if anybody wants to help me out. I mean that in a positive way. So don't try and spin this as negative because that's definitely not what it is. I think that's probably the best way that you can help him out. Yo, Trey, is there an optimal time to buy and help push? My buy button is primed. Also, shout out to Mike for joining with new money. Hey, shout out to Mike Jarvis. Appreciate that. Freaking Iron Man. That's what it is. But anyways, I think the best time to buy is when it's ripping and when it's dipping. I try to do both. I absolutely try to do both. That's as simple as it is. All right. We don't need the hate in the chat, guys. Seriously, there's no need in the least bit to hate people. I don't think that Andrew is a Koba by any means. I think he's a good guy. I think he just needs a little bit better direction. That's as simple as it is. So that's my 2 cents about Andrew. I'm all about peace, love, and positivity. Seriously, we do we, they do they. That's as simple as it is. That's just my constructive criticism that I've got for the guy. That's as much as I want to say about that. Look at Bitcoin and Ethereum and drop at the exact same time. Dude, I know. And I cover this immediately at the beginning of my live stream. This is not natural movements. This is not how things work. You don't give up freaking 15 days of gains in a single day. I mean, look at this drop. To go from $4,300 down to $1,800. I mean, that's giving up half of the gains it has seen in the last couple of freaking months. That's absurd. That's absurd. This is not natural price action. Hopefully people are able to buy this dip at $1,800 if you're bullish on Ethereum, because that is a discount in my eyes. But that'd be the same as seeing the SPY down. I mean, this is a blue chip. This is a blue chip as far as cryptocurrency goes. Freaking Ethereum and Bitcoin, if you saw Tesla or Apple drop 20 to 25% in a single day, that would be the equivalent. And think about how unrealistic that is. This is absurd. This sort of stuff doesn't freaking happen. This doesn't happen. It just doesn't. It's as simple as it is. Hey, Trey, thank you for all you do. And AMC family, don't panic. AMC is just inhaling before it exhales. Trey just tagged you on Twitter. Check it out. It says Darius. I need your handle, man. That'll help. That'll help out a lot. Appreciate it, brother. AMC looks like it's going to test out that VWAP, that volume weighted average price. Did it finally find a bounce off of this level of support at 1236? If you look at this on the 5-minute candle, you can see that there's actually wicks. So that is a little more indicative of what you've actually got cooking right now. This is a 3-bar play setup right here. This is typically a bullish indicator. So you've got a wide range green candle bar followed by a red indecision candle hanging out just beneath the top of the previous green candle. And if you get a follow through with another wide range green candle, that's typically a sign of an upcoming bullish run. So I would not be surprised if we do get that test of the VWAP, at least on this very microscopic time frame. That doesn't look bad. I'm not mad about that in the least bit. Not at all. Jay Tran, thank you for that, baby. In my opinion, the crypto, all billionaires have their hands in it. When there's massive dip, there's some serious movement going around. They can make millions and billions on days like this. All love. Hey, Jay Tran, I'm absolutely with you, brother. I think a lot of the wealthy are playing crypto for sure. It's expensive. It's definitely expensive. May 28th, 5 years since Harambe, ripped to dad too. Has it been that long? Wow, 5 years ago, Harambe. I usually wear a freaking Harambe tank. It's a St. John's reference. We used to wear this tank top that said something about Johnny's and Tommy's because there's a rivalry between those two Division III schools. We actually, fun fact, St. John's and St. Thomas has the Division III record for highest attendance in a single football game. But there was a tank top that said, do it for Harambe, and it's got Harambe on there. It's pretty cool. It's good stuff. I was so close to selling a Matt at 1240, says Matt. Hey, well, I'm glad you held on, brother. I'm glad you held on. Hey Trey, I've been holding 521 $15 call since February. How do you feel about options? Just your thoughts, thanks. So I think options are good, but I don't think they should be the majority of your portfolio, Chef. So you've got, it's going to be tough to see those come to fruition because your break-even price is probably going to be quite a bit above 15 bucks. If it ends up panning out, you'll make money, but your break-even is going to be a little bit higher since you bought them so far out. But you've got potential. I mean, it could run. I just hope you didn't over leverage in that position is the only thing. That's why I hold the majority of my my liquidity in stock instead of options. That's the way to play it for sure. St. John's is super high level Division III football. We've got 4 national championships, guys. It's pretty decent. I'll take that all day. I'll take that all day. I love going to those Johnny games and just cracking open a couple of Bud Lights. That's the Johnny way. You know what it is. Thought about dividends. Would it help us if Adam Aaron started the dividends again? That's 100% going to be a question that I'm going to ask him in the next interview. Because the thing about dividends that's awesome is shorts have to pay dividends. So when each individual dividend comes out, whether it's quarterly or annually, shorts got to fork up the money for that, which is a way that you can force shorts out of positions. So I think that dividends, if AMC is in a position where they can afford to do so, is a great way to really put some pressure on short positions. So I'm gonna ask him about it. Absolutely. Eric says you're the greatest Johnny of all time. Absolutely disagree with that. And I'll tell you why. We've got one Johnny who's a 4-star general for the cybersecurity core, essentially, which is pretty freaking crazy. General Nakasone. You've also got a Johnny that went into space, which is really freaking nuts. So way cooler Johnnies out there. I'll tell you that right now. It's a cool school. I take a lot of pride in having gone there for sure. What are your plans for those 10.5 calls you bought expiring next Friday? Cheers, mate. So those 10.5 calls, I plan on selling relatively soon for sure. I already dropped into the Discord, those 10.5 calls. I was giving a shot for testing that 14.5 strike, the 14.5 level of resistance. And now what I'm going to do with those profits essentially is just roll them into a further expiration. That's 100% my game plan. Be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. You know what it is, Jay Tran? I'm with you, brother. Absolutely. There's a fake account in here. Who's the fake account? Let me know. Is it the fake Trey's Trades? I'm light with the band hammer, but we don't like those bots. Bots are not the way. Bots are not the way. Left circle, right circle, tendies on, manipulation off. Wax off, wax on. You know what it is. Bots and shields are a dead cat. Fidelity app is still down, huh? I wonder if they're just overloaded by how freaking rough the market is right now. I mean, a lot of people selling. That could definitely be it. Ban me down. No, Sam. No. That ain't the move. I'm light with the band hammer for a reason. Everybody deserves a seat at the table. Unless you're a Koba. Armo, Romeo Power EV battery maker, makes deal 4 with Picard Motors, Peterbilt, Nikola, Freightliner, Lion Electric, Oshkosh Motors, Kenworth, Workhorse, and Phoenix Motors. RMO, huh? People have been talking about that stock for a while, and it's been in a pretty harsh downtrend for a minute, but it looks like it's getting probably the most bullish action of any stock in the market right now. That could definitely be a nice reversal because it's been a lot higher. It's definitely been a much more highly valued stock for sure. The thing is that it was bad timing. I mean, you could have the best news catalyst in the world, like great earnings calls, great deals, buyouts, whatever it is. And if the market's taking a poop, people are going to be scared. They're going to get the rug pulled out. So unfortunately, I don't know if it'll get much love today. Maybe tomorrow, but I don't know if it will today. Come on, AMC. We want to see that test of the VWAP, the volume weighted average price. We're still waiting on it. Guys, I'm going to take a quick bite of my donut. So I've already eaten a lot of this donut, but if you want to see a donut review, this is the one for you. So this is a donut from K Circle, is what the gas stations are called out here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is a custard-filled chocolate long john with white icing on top. And you know how it goes. So it's based on appearance. It's based on texture and mouthfeel. I like a soft, fluffy inside texture. I already know how this donut tastes, but we're gonna reenact this this donut review for you guys. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to. So good exterior. It looks good. You can't tell because I've eaten 2/3 of it. But Circle K, that's what it is. Yeah. Circle K. Obviously, I need some donut in my life. That's what it is. But anyways, we're going to give this a test. So you know how it goes. No rookie scores. It's a 0 out of 10, 0 to 10 score on any sort of donut review. So we're just going to give that the good one bite test. We're going to get the whole freaking thing here so we get some good custard. But 1, 2, 3, down the hatch, baby. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. That's not bad. As far as gas station donuts go, they're usually pretty piss poor. They're usually pretty mediocre, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm genuinely impressed. I'm from the Midwest where we have Quick Trip. Quick Trip donuts, slap. Freaking decent. They'll take you to Tendy Town. They'll take you there. But that's a good rival. I'm not gonna say it's as good as the Quick Trip donuts, but it's got decent custard. And I'm usually a custard guy. I'm a cream guy. So the custard kind of takes it down probably about a point. But it's fresh. You can tell that it was made recently. So that takes me there. That's a good thing to see. I'm going to give that 7-1. 7-1. I wouldn't quite... 6-9. I'm going to give it a 6-9. And not because of the meme 69, baby, but because that's about what I would give it. About a 6-9. It's not bad. It's not bad. One bite, everyone knows the rules. You know what it is. Any update on the North Carolina meetup? Haven't seen anything in the Discord group. So I'm thinking today we're going to do it at about 5 or 6 p.m. I'm going to tweet it out. That's my game plan. Oh, you know, I should probably give people enough time. Give me 1 second. I just got to text. I got to text somebody. Would you be down to come for a... the area wanna get... If not, it's cool. Just let me know. All right. I'll give you guys an answer. So either today or tomorrow. That's going to be the game plan. That'll be the game plan. We got to move the arrow, guys. We're moving her a little to the right. Little to the right. To the window. To the wall. To the wall. Oh, man. Is Matt going to be there? I don't think Matt lives in North Carolina. Whenever there's war, there's always a bloodbath, but I ain't scared. I'm sure we'll be the ones that are victorious. Dude, that is a quote if I had ever seen one. That's got to get freaking tweeted out. Whenever there is war, there is blood. That's a good freaking quote. That's a beautiful quote. Good stuff. We'll see what happens. All right, I got the green light. So what do you guys think? Should we do it today or should we do it tomorrow to give people some more time? Do we want to do it today or tomorrow? You guys let me know. I have 2,340 shares on Robinhood. At this point, is it better to transfer, to sell, and buy on another brokerage? Personally, I would transfer. The process is about 2 to 5 days for what I'm hearing, but it's entirely up to you. The process might be faster if you sell, but the thing is this: you got to sell, you got to let the funds settle, and then you got to wire them out to your bank, and then you got to wire them to the other brokerage. They honestly could take just as long, but I think the transfer process takes about 2 to 5 days typically. I'm in Fayetteville for anybody that's wondering. Today, tomorrow, today, tomorrow. I'm seeing a pretty even Steven mix. Tomorrow, I got an 11-hour drive to get there. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do tomorrow to give some people some time, just because it was a pretty last-minute thing, but we'll get it done. Elon was talking about Bitcoin since Tesla holds Bitcoin. I saw that and I retweeted it. Absolutely. You gotta love him. I am a big Elon Musk fan. This guy takes me there. Definitely love him. This is the way. Tesla has diamond hands, baby. You know what it is. Mustache ride. Oh, man. Am I still bullish on CLWD, says Candace? I am. I definitely am. Long-term bullish. Can I shoot footage at the meetup? I could do that. I'm not very good with editing and that sort of thing, though. I don't know. We'll see what I can do. I remember there was somebody that offered to take film if they came and edit it, but we'll see what happens. Hey, Trey, do you think this might be just like the pullback Jimmy was back in January just before it mooned? It could be 100%. 100%. Let's go to the comparison. So GameStop down about 6% on the day. Let's look at this on a 6-month chart. So right before it had its major move, it did have a pullback, right? So it ran up to about $154 and popped down about 63. And before that, let's just look at this little chart. There was a little more, it's a heavier pullback that we're seeing right now with AMC. but it definitely could be. I wouldn't compare it to this, though. I mean, this little zone, this is a little more bullish than we're seeing right now. This pullback right here was just a rejection pullback, in my personal opinion. You're seeing a rejection at 1450 and a sell-off based off of fear ensue. But we could still get that test of the volume weighted average price, and we got a nice bounce off that support at about 1236 or so. I like it. So what exactly are hedges delaying the squeeze for? Isn't this biting them more and more? What could be their optimistic outcome? Thanks. So they could be just trying to scrounge up more liquidity, or they could be trying to kill the squeeze altogether, which they're not going to be successful. And I'll tell you that right now. There's just way too many people paying attention to this. I mean, at this point, it's obvious. It's obvious. I mean, you can look at how AMC has been rocking, the overall momentum, and the fact that nobody's holding. I mean, the turnover range tells you the whole story. The turnover on this is absurd. The people that buy it hold the stock. It's that freaking simple. What's going on with the SSR? So the SSR, the short sale rule, only allows shorts to establish short positions on the upticks or by hitting the ask instead of the bid. So as you can see here, the ask is very, very highly loaded up. I mean, they're shorting this thing to oblivion. They're really, really trying hard. They're trying very, very hard. The biggest sell wall is at $12.78 right now with about 10,000 shares. And just given that the volume is pretty low on the day, it's going to take some pretty hard battling to get those numbers. It really is. I got to be honest with you, but it can happen. It can definitely happen. Could be cool if AMC partnered with Elon and organized a movie night for Tesla owners somewhere outside. Tons of parked Teslas with the sound streaming directly in the car. Imagine the impact. Tell Aaron. I'll see what I can do, man. Absolutely. I'm telling you, this interview is going to be the questions that you guys want answered. It's as simple as that. I love it. That's good. Time to get something to drink. I got some water cooking. All right. Hey, Trey, this is Harold. What's up with G-Pour? G-Pour. Gulfport Energy. I've never talked about the stock. I'm not very familiar with it. Looks like it's a pretty fresh IPO. What do they do? Nothing, apparently. I don't know what this stock is. I honestly don't have an answer for you. This is a pretty goofy looking chart. I mean, I can't even do any technical analysis on that. That is flat. There's not any volume freaking rocket on this thing. I have no idea what this is. I wouldn't touch it. I'll tell you that right now. There's not enough data to even know what the heck this company is. That's just me. I wouldn't touch it. Not me. You wouldn't catch me doing it. Should I go ahead and put my 1800 into it now or keep watching the dip? Advise. I think it's holding that 1230 level pretty dang well. I think this is a pretty decent dip buy, but that's just me. What's this price action about? So I see that question popping up a lot. So there was two different scenarios that I saw playing out. A, it continues to respect this bull flag and gets a break over 1450. I made a video yesterday. I said either way, you're going to see a violent move up or down. And we just got the violent move down. It broke the bull flag setup. And now you're looking at the B option, which is essentially a bounce somewhere in between this Fibonacci retracement zone, where we got this level of support about 1234. It seems to have the best bounce so far. We're waiting for a green candle. We haven't had a green candle in a good 6 hours or so. So that's what I'm watching for. I just want a green candle to get a little bit of a trend reversal, but this looks like it could be the bottom. I mean, we got a hammer candle. This is a shooting star red candle, typically a sign of some weakening in selling pressure. So the fact that buyers stepped in to try and hold it above this level of support at 1236 is the first sign of a bullish reversal that we have so far, but we don't have the confirmation yet. We need the follow through. There needs to be some sort of either A, engulfing candlestick pattern, or B, trend continuation for a good couple of green hourly candles. That's what we're waiting on. That's 100% what we're waiting on right now. Amen. Stay calm, cool, and collected. Jay Tran, I'm with you, baby. What has helped me to not look at how much I'm down is simply not... Oh, I got to scroll back up. Piss! Oh, man. Wow, I'm really behind. I'm sorry, guys. Is simply not looking at my position. DD in the community is there for us. Absolutely, Chris. The lower the better until the squeeze. Easy stock to laugh this off and buy more. Wayne the Whale. Wayne the Whale, man. I don't know how much you own, but we'll take your word for it. Drop some whales in the chat for Wayne, baby. Still on for Buffalo Wild Wings tonight in Fayette. Now, I think we're going to do tomorrow just because I haven't put out any hard times or dates yet. So I'm going to tweet that out. I'm going to put in my Discord that I'm going to meet up with some people tomorrow. Time to move the arrow. You guys are absolutely right. Absolutely. It's slowly getting that test. I mean, it's consolidating right now. Granted, it's consolidating a little bit of bearish action. Let me look at this on the 1 month chart and see if that 15 MA is still over the 200. It is. It's hooking down, but it's still over it. So this is still overall bullish territory. I mean, we had 8 straight green days. So I'm just waiting to see if it's going to get any sort of trend reversal. We just haven't had that confirmation yet. Is the fact that there are more shares to borrow good or bad for apes? 3.7 million now on stock tracker. It just means that there's more ammunition for short positions to establish, right? So if they end up using those shares, that gives us a higher ceiling than we've seen previously in the past. So that's what I'm saying. I think it just gives us a higher ceiling if they use them. It also says to me that short positions and lenders don't want anything to do with AMC stock, ultimately. Hey Trey, I have 5 of the 10.5 strike AMC calls that expire on May 28th. In your opinion, would you wait until next week to see what it does? Thanks. Personally, I would. I would wait because I think you're going to get a bounce off of 1236. I think this is the low as it sits right now. If AMC did an RSS like 4-to-1, shorts equals screwed. Reverse stock split. We can ask about what Adam Aaron thinks about that, but I think a reverse stock split, the only con is that it makes the stock more expensive. But I think it would. I think you're right too. Fidelity is down. Technical difficulty. What do you think? I think they're a little bit hammered. I think they're hammered right now. I think there's just too much action and too many people trying to sell. Big dip before the big dip. Thanks for everything. Or I think you mean big dip before the big rip. It could be, man. I mean, it definitely looks that way. We're just waiting to see a bounce, a significant hard bounce. We haven't gotten it yet. I think the test of the VWAP is going to be that first level. I thought this was a possibility, guys. I mean, we know the game. As long as you can psychologically prepare for this sort of thing, you're not concerned. Ultimately, it was this. I mean, we made the video yesterday saying you're either going to see a hard rip or you're going to see a hard rip down. This is a pivotal point, and it's that simple, right? That was a pivotal moment for AMC to either hold this bull flag or come back down and bounce. And so far, we're just waiting for the bounce somewhere in this retracement zone. It's that simple. Maybe mass sell off by hedge funds and prep for the mass losses coverage. I'm with you, man. Absolutely. It's just the Fidelity app that is down. So I've heard that the website is working, but the app is the one that's down. So let me check my let's see what I can do. I can download the app again and see if this gets something cooking. All right, so let me download this and I'm going to see if we can get something up. That'll just take a minute. For anybody feeling bad about today's price, look at the daily, then weekly, then monthly, then year movement. AMC is only going up. Hodl. Absolutely, man. Look at this on the daily. This is nasty. This is still absolutely disgusting. Setting an overall higher uptrend. That's what it is. Higher lows, higher highs. Continuously doing it. It's going to be rocky. It's up and down. But ultimately, it's going where it needs to go. Big dip before big rip. Zach, I believe so. It definitely could be. I mean, GameStop did something similar. Let's look at GameStop comparatively. GameStop. A little bit of a dip, then a big rip. I just want one of them to move because if AMC moves, GameStop will follow. If GameStop moves, AMC will follow. That's how they work. They move in tandem, man. They absolutely do. People are saying the Fidelity app is working for them just fine. What's the tattoo on my chest? It stands for Year of the Rat, 2020. Is the year I graduated college. Beautiful couple. Hope all is well to the moon. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. May 7th till today is a 50% retracement. This is a healthy pullback. Let's look at that really quick. May 7th. Yeah, man. So that's where that zone was for me. I was looking at the exact same thing. 100%. 100%, man. That's where I got this zone. 50 to 61.8. I heard it's possible they're letting the shares being bought, holding them in an account and slowly pushing them through so they control the price. I think that Lou versus Wall Street made that hypothesis and that guess, and it's very possible. It could be why we saw that major move in the after hours that one day, but it's tough to say. The thing that throws me off about that is the fact that the move came off of that hard break of resistance, right? I think it's pretty likely it didn't happen there solely because of basically brokers just waiting to make the purchase until then. I mean, it was a significant level. That's as simple as it is. Your shirt is great, man. Always love Vegeta. Dude, Vegeta is my favorite Dragon Ball Z character easily. Easily. Fidelity is back up. Good. Good. Why is Gulfport up 56,000%? Is this a tech error? So it doesn't show that for me. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not seeing it. I don't know what the heck this is. Up 56,000. It says it's down for me, but I could be wrong. Bro, you know you can't go back to work after spoiling us these live streams for a week. Only 3,435 shares. Keep commenting on everyone. Man, I know. I enjoy this a lot. Honestly, this is my passion. I love talking AMC stock. I love talking about the stock market. I love learning with everybody. I mean, ultimately, this stuff gets me out of bed in the morning. It gets me excited. I just need something to give my time and feel like I'm making a difference in the world to. And this gives me a lot more passion. And I just enjoy it because, to be honest with you, my staff job, it's a lot of paperwork, and it's not stuff that I feel like really makes a difference in anybody's life. So it's not as fulfilling. I got to be honest, but it is what it is, man. You know, it is very, very high odds that I have to have heart surgery. I'll find out a week after May 28th if I had to guess. And if that happens, it's pretty likely that I get separated and I get to do this full time. But we'll see. We'll see. It's as much as I can say about that. I can't go into the details, unfortunately. I feel asleep. Well, AMC is just trading sideways right now. It's consolidating. I mean, nothing much is happening. We're just waiting for a trend reversal. And first step for me is going to be that test of the VWAP, the volume weighted average price at 1273. Getting back over that could bring us some more volume and momentum on the day. That's what we're waiting on. Check AMC challenge. Let's get it rolling. Holy Toledo. AMC challenge. Is that a trend? Let's see. It's not popping up for me. Is that a channel? I'm not sure what that is. You got to give me some context, my man. Appreciate it. Hope you're healthy for 80 more years. That'd be ideal, man. I like to live a long life, but we'll see. Can you go over the OCC memorandum about temporarily increasing the clearing fund size? What does this mean for AMC and GME? So essentially clearing fund size, increasing that temporarily. What I would say that essentially is they're raising the amount of clearing funds that you need to have an established position in a security. So what does that mean for GameStop and AMC is they're limiting exposure, essentially saying, hey, if you're going to play risky investments, you need to match it with an equal amount of collateral and liquidity and fund depositing to match the risk that you're playing associated with any given security. Essentially what I think it means is they saw that there was going to be a high amount of risk of volatility in the stock market, which we see happen right now for the downside, right? So that's my take on that. That's my take on that. What do you think, Lamb? What do you think? You think that the hedge funds are going to pay some stupid fat lemon pepper tendies or what? Might not happen today. I don't think it's going to happen today, but I'm just going to give it time, man. I'm going to play it a day at a time. I've got patience. We've got more time than they've got money. If I'm wrong, I'm riding the ship. That's as simple as it is. What will reverse split do to the hedge fund, says Kirby? So a reverse split essentially just turns more stock into less stock. So for instance, if you did a 4-to-1 split, we're just going to use an even round number at like 400 million, right? 400 million shares, 4-to-1 split, reverse split. You would have 100 million shares at 4 times the previous price. So that would make a $12 stock worth $12, $24, $36, $48. And you'd have 100 million shares instead, which decreases the float. You'd have the same amount of liquidity in the stock, but it'd just be worth more, right? So you'd have to pay more per share to get the stock, but a lower float means that you've got higher potential for a squeeze because each individual buy moves the stock price more, right? So that's the upside, is the lower float has more squeeze potential, which is why GameStop had such a massive rip and why people say that GameStop is hypothetically a better squeeze potential than AMC because AMC has a higher float. But a reverse split, the downside, like I said, the con is just that the stock price costs more, so you might not have as much buying. That's as simple as it is. I just joined your live chat. I love you, man. Thank you, brother. Welcome. Drop some freaking gorillas in the chat for all the new apes who are cooking with the Gorilla Gang. I just ask one favor, that you drop a like on the video. I don't care if you subscribe to me. You never have to. You can just watch these live streams until AMC makes its moon day and never watch me again. All I want is a place for the apes to call home. Dude, it's 170 million volume. That does not mean total shares. Why do you not understand that? Counting that as 170 million individual shares is just wrong to start. So I'm not calling it 170 million individual shares. I understand your thought process. I totally 100% do. But it means that 170 million shares exchanged hands on any given days, right? Or 170 million shares were traded on any given day, right? And what doesn't make sense is the fact that the total shares that are hypothetically held by each individual retail investor, institutional investor, insider, and short position is more than the total free float. So that to me means that the fact that there's 170 million shares trading hands on any given day when there's not a lot of share availability doesn't make sense. It would mean that people are buying and selling seconds apart from each other to get that much volume on any given day. Like, the math just doesn't add up to me. If you have a counter for that, it's okay. Like, I'll have the conversation, but the math still doesn't make sense. Even if, like, let's say that out of 170 million shares that were traded on a day, right, that it was actually off of let's just say 10% of that, 17 million, right? That still doesn't make sense, because if all the holdings are true between institutionals, retail, insiders, and short positions, you still have more shares that are being hypothetically held than exists free float. So where are they getting the shares for that? You know what I mean? Like, the math doesn't add up. It just doesn't. I look back on the 1.2 billion volume off of 150 million share free float. That would mean that shares traded hands freaking, like, even if it was off of, let's just say, I don't know, 10% of the free float, they would have had to trade hands thousands of times. It just doesn't make sense. The math still doesn't add up. My brother keeps asking me a good question. I know we get paid, but where will all the money come from to square up the bill? Some of it's going to come from hedge funds. Some of it's going to come from market makers. I think some of it's going to come from the the National Security Clearing Corporation, the NSCC. It's going to come from their insurance policy. It's going to come from a lot of different places. Hey, thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. Brian Walker. Thanks for restoring the confidence in me. I'm not scared of losing hundreds. I'm scared of potentially missing out thousands. Ape Strong. Appreciate that, Anthony. I'll borrow confidence from you guys too. I promise you that. I've done it before. Absolutely. Trey, multiple exchanges are down. Almost all crypto exchanges are down. Fidelity isn't capable of getting users logged in. Can you look into this? So from what I'm understanding, when there's that much activity and that much volume and liquidity either going in or out of a stock, they can't handle that much transaction. So, like, I think back to January when Robinhood and a bunch of other brokerages shut down the buy button for a second. They essentially just put on a failsafe and were like, hey, for right now, we can't handle this many transactions. We don't have the liquidity, or we don't have the manpower, we don't have the technological capability to handle this much action, essentially. So they shut stuff down. That's my take on it. I mean, with all the different buys and sells that have been taking place, mostly sells, obviously, looking at the market, I think they're basically just saying, hey, we can't handle this right now. We got to freaking clear up. We got to clear out until this gets fixed. Doge is bouncing. How's the SPY looking? Is the SPY getting a little bit of a bounce here? Because it was down like 1.5%. Now it's up a little bit, so that's looking a lot better. Down about 1%, and it got a little bit of a rip, riding an ascending level of support. And the SPY going up should carry the rest of the market pretty decently. Trey, how much longer do I hold my in-the-money call options that expire Friday? Also, I don't know how I want to play my $15 strike May 28th that are negative. May 28th. So I think for your call options that expire on Friday, what I would do personally is you're working against theta, right? So each passing day, you're losing a pretty decent amount of value on those. I would take profits. This is just me. You do what you want to do. I would take profits and either A, establish that back into stock, or B, push them into further out expirations on different stock. Like, I like the June 18th expiration, and you can pick up freaking $13, $14, $15 strikes and spread evenly between all three of those to hedge a little bit, right? So you've got a couple different strikes to essentially, if it only goes up to $13.50, at least you made money on the 13s to cover those 14s and 15s, right? So that's what I would do personally. Doge breaking trend line. Let's see what she's doing. Because Dogecoin was getting slapped around too. Look at this on we're looking at a 5-minute. Yeah, it's getting a nice little bounce. That doesn't look bad. Inverse head and shoulder pattern. Head, shoulder, shoulder, neckline. That doesn't look bad. I could definitely get a rip here, I would say. And if it breaks right here, this level of resistance at about 42 cents, it could get a nice bounce. Man, it dropped down to 19 cents. If you bought freaking Dogecoin down, you would have already doubled up your money. These are 5-minute candles. If you bought freaking Dogecoin at 9 a.m., sitting right now at freaking 11.55, you would have made 100% gains. That's outrageous. That is stupid. Stupid. You know what it is. AMC so far, 57 million total volume on the day. It's definitely a little bit flat. Not a lot of volume on this. I'm expecting about 100 million to close off the day, 100 million volume, but we are coming up on that lunch break lull. So that's typically when you see the least volume on any given day for AMC stock or any security for that matter. Unless some sort of crazy news catalyst comes out or some huge whale steps in to get that break over the VWAP, I would expect it to keep trading sideways like this. It's got to make that slow and steady creep up to that volume weighted average price. You do have the beginning of an ascending level of support right here with two different touch points. And the divergence point for that would be somewhere around what appears to be about 1 p.m. compared to right now at 11:54. So it could take about an hour or so, but there is a divergence point if it continues on that ascending level of support. Check out Gulfport Energy Corporation. They're up 53,000%. So I've checked it out a couple of times and I'm confused because it's not showing it on mine. Gulfport Energy. I'm not sure why it looks like that because it's down on the day for me. Maybe it just listed like at a couple pennies or something, and then instead at IPO'd at 67 bucks, which makes it look like it's up that much, but I don't know. I am not entirely sure. I got to be honest. All right. Andrew needs to just buy the damn stock. The guy just showed you all what he cares about. Personally, if I was Andrew, I would just buy the stock. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm with you, man. That's all I'm going to say about that, though. Props, Trey, for your comment about buying stock. I used to watch. Yeah, I appreciate that, Ben. You know, it's just you. It's not one then the other, right? So it's this idea of you have to provide value for people. You know, that's as simple as it is. I try to provide value for you guys, and if you want to subscribe, you feel free to do so. I've got nothing against Andrew. I like him. I just think he needs a little more direction. That's as simple as it is. You and Review Dork need to do a live stream today for all the apes. It will help. So I think me and Review Dork are actually going to do something on Sunday. I'm going to try and get together with some other streamers and YouTubers that I like to cover AMC on Sunday, but I'm making my drive back Saturday. I'm going to see how much of it I can knock out, but I'm thinking Sunday night. That's what I'm hoping for. Hey, thank you, Tenzing. Can one share be sold and bought in the same day? And what would that count as towards the total volume of the day? It can. It can 100% be bought and sold in the same day. As long as you have over $25,000 of liquidity and you haven't if you have less than that, if you haven't made more than 3 day trades in a single day, meaning that you bought and sold a security in the same day. But what would that do? So let's say that you bought 1 share of AMC stock, you sold it immediately, right? That'd be 2 shares worth of volume. You bought it again, that's 3 shares worth of volume. So it works both ways, essentially. One transaction, right? So think about it like this. If you buy and somebody else sells and it comes out to 10,000 shares even, that's 10,000 shares of volume on the day, right? That's essentially what it comes out to. I wouldn't use Stash because they only have like 3 buy and sell windows in a day. Just come over to Webull, link in the description. Hey, Candyman, there we go. I mean, I like Webull. If you want to use it, I do. I don't even have a link just pinned in the chat bar, but whatever. I do have a link in the description if you want to check it out. If not, it's all good. Lexington, North Carolina here, longtime listener. Can you help me understand how a share count for AMC would work? Is this why Aaron wanted us to vote so badly? So a share count is a way to expose shares that shouldn't exist in the market space. It's an opportunity to be like, hey, how many shares are actually trading right now? If we have X amount of retail investors and Y amount of shares and the math doesn't add up, it's an opportunity to be like, hey, look at this. There's freaking 1 billion shares or 500 million or 600 or 700 million, whatever it is, right? There's this many more shares than that should actually exist in the stock market, right? So that's an opportunity. That's why people are freaking excited about it. I think Adam Aaron and the company recognize that the trading on AMC is absurd, that it's being heavily attacked by short positions, and a lot of it is malicious and corrupt. I think they know. They just can't speak on it. I mean, that's not the place for a CEO of a company to do. They got to focus on the management of the company and the fundamentals. They can't talk about the stock price and what they think is going to happen, essentially, because that is that's against a lot of SEC rules. Why wouldn't he do it now then? It just could be a timeline thing. I mean, I don't have an answer for that, to be honest with you. I can ask. I can ask what the timeline is, but as far as I know, we can get a lot of questions answered in early June when we do another freaking interview with him. We are getting a little bit of a bounce here. Absolutely right. That was a decent wide range candle right here. Not a huge amount of volume, 93,000 total shares, 57 million on the day. But if we get a test of that VWAP, I would expect the volume to come up. We just want a wide range candle that tests it, opens and closes above, and gets the volume to follow through to sustain that sort of move. That's ultimately what it is. Webull equal China? It does not. It's actually it's in the US. So let me show you here really quick. Webull Center. Well, actually, we'll just do headquarters. I'm pretty sure it's in New York, if I remember right. Yeah, New York City. So the Webull is actually based in New York City. They have relations with China, but it's based in New York. Can you explain SSR again? I missed it if you already haven't explained it. Sure thing, man. So Jesse, the short sale rule, the SSR, is the idea of when a stock drops 10% below the previous day's close, it triggers that SSR, which only allows shorts to establish positions on upticks instead of downticks, meaning that they can only short a stock hitting the ask and they can't hit the bid. So that's what the difference is. How much of a difference does it make? Well, if they were to follow the rules to a T, right, and they weren't to malpractice, essentially, not to corruptly short the stock, it would help a decent amount because it creates a little less selling pressure. But we don't know how much it actually is followed. That's the thing. It doesn't, I mean, at the very least, it stops the stock from being laddered down harder than it already was, but it doesn't create buying pressure, right? You still need buyers to match the selling pressure, and the selling pressure is pretty heavy today. I think with the stock market as red as it is, to be honest with you, there's probably just some people that are afraid of getting the rug pulled. I mean, the stock market is gross today. People like buying green and selling red. That's as simple as it is. The people who buy red typically will make the most money, but it's hard to do because you might be holding a red position for a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, who knows how long, but people don't like buying red. It's as simple as it is. That's why the volume is trending lower today. Red day on AMC, you're always going to see lower volume. You always will. I don't know jack about options, so no for me. Michael, it's all good, man. You can buy stock. You can absolutely do that. With all the donations, the least you can do is use our money to feed the cause instead of subs. I'm sorry, and now I'll buy them. Mario, you do what you want to do, man. Like I said, I've got no malicious intent, and I've got no hatred for Andrew. I think he just needs some direction. I think he just needs to take his ambition and his drive and rechannel it in a different way. Mike, I appreciate that. Thank you. Trey, send some love to Seattle. We got you, bro. Hey, much love to Seattle, man. Seattle, the rainy city is what I'll call it. Freaking Seattle. I got to go out there sometime. I got to go out there for sure. June 18th, $40 option call is more guaranteed than a lottery ticket. Manuel, I kind of like your perspective on that. So it is still a lottery ticket, but it's a much better odds lottery ticket, and that's why I like it. So if you look at these $40 calls, yes, it is a lottery ticket. Yes, the chances of it coming in the money are slim, but way better odds than playing the Powerball. So if you want to play a lottery ticket with some pretty decent odds, that's what I would do. Whatever money you're absolutely willing to lose, like think about it like this. If you're going to go to the casino and you want to play $500, that's typically what you're willing to lose at a casino is $500. Put it into the $40 call. I think that's a way better opportunity than going to the casino and playing slots or something. I think you've got better odds with this than you do on slots. But it is risky, right? Because if those are super deep out the money. That's a very, 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 very deep out the money call option. So that's risky, but you've got way better odds than any other lottery ticket I've ever seen. Fidelity log on online since the app is down. FYI. Hey, good to know, man. Good to know. What's wrong with Andrew? He got you a lot of subs when he went on his stream back in the day. I've got nothing wrong with Andrew, man. I really don't. I like the guy. I do. And I've had some good conversations with him. I think he actually provides value for the AMC community in ways that some other people don't. But I think he just needs to redirect some of his passion and drive. I think that's as simple as it is. Like somebody popped on here and said to shout out that if he gets 90,000 subscribers, he'll drop more money in AMC. And in no malicious way, in no negative way in the least bit. I mean this with love and positivity. I really do. I just think that that's a backwards relationship. So constructive criticism, I said, I think you should do the other way around, man. I think like you should just buy AMC stock and people will want to watch you. You know, it's as simple as that. So I've got nothing wrong with the guy. I really don't. I like him. And I think he's had some good videos, and I think he's had some good DD and research that he's given to the community. He's just got to redirect some of his drive and passion. Send your message on Twitter and IG. It's a comic of you based on your last vid. Appreciate all the positivity. Raleigh, North Carolina, AP here. Come up and visit. Really? Paper Cut Ninja. A comic, huh? I need your handle. If you give me your handle, I'll check it out. I like comics. I like comics and manga. Thank you, KF. Appreciate that. Check your mail when you get back to your hotel. Diamond hands. Dude, I'll do it for sure. I've been in the red since I've started this journey. Did we think they were just going to hand it over? Psychological warfare, stay strong, apes. Like tribes, absolutely, man. Somebody said it earlier, and I like that freaking, that quote. Where there is war, there is blood. Where there is war, there is blood. Well, the 5-cent theta kill my 6-4-21 $14 calls? Will I hope for a bounce, or does it make more sense to cut losses and look at further expiration? So let's just look at theta that we've got on some of these other ones. Not a lot of theta. The June 4th. So this is theta. If you don't know what theta is, this is essentially time decay. So this is how much value each of your shares per option contract lose with each passing day. So per share per option contract, you lose 5 cents of value on the $14 strikes as it sits right now, which would come out to about $5.80 per contract per day, right? And if each contract is worth about $130 as it right now, if the price stayed exactly the same, you lose about $5.80 off that $130 contract if the price stayed the same just by time decay. And you said that you have the $14 calls as 5.9 cents as it sits right, or 5.8 cents as it sits right now. So you're not losing a ton of value, but it's definitely decent. You lose more value with the closer expirations. Like these lose freaking $13.20 of value with each passing day off of only a $39 or $40 contract. So the theta's not terrible on those June 4th ones, but you're definitely gonna have better theta if you go out further to like June. The theta on these is much, much nicer to you. So if you're worried about it, what you could do is roll it out to a further expiration, but that's I personally would just roll it out if you're worried. Where did I just miss? I saw something I wanted to address. Where was that? Well, I don't know. I can't find it, but that's okay. Take a drink of water. I'm all out of water, man, so I probably should go get some more. You know what we'll do? Every time I step away is when freaking Lamp turns the heat on and gets this thing cooking and rocking up. So I'm going to get some water really quick and just refill the glass because I am a little bit thirsty. Got to be honest, my mouth is dry. So I'm going to get that water real quick. It'll take me about 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. And we'll keep covering AMC and answer any questions that you guys have. Lamp off, lamp on for that freaking bear trap. Still respecting that ascending level of support. Still have the huge spread on the ask, which is where most of the shorting is happening right now. But hopefully when I come back, we get a nice boom boom candle to get this thing testing out that volume weighted average price. But I'll be right back, my friend. Give me one quick sec. My friends, I should say, not singular. Not singular, but I'll be right back. All right. Well, it wasn't a boom boom candle, but we did get a little bit of action, so that's good to see. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. 13 EMA is going to cross 50 EMA bullish. Let's retest 13 today. Hey, break over 13 today, I'd be absolutely fine with that. It'd still be a red day. That wouldn't be bad. First things first, though, we got to get that VWAP, the volume weighted average price. Lamp, you done good. You done good. The freaking Gorilla Gang out here, they love you. The freaking Gorilla Gang loves Lamp. Drop some Lamp love in the chat, because you know what it is. You know what it freaking is. Hit that buy button, share. Missed the music. Oh, I gotta play that on the next one. My bad. Trey, how much longer do I hold my in the money call options that expire Friday? Oh, I already read that one. Dakin OLV. Tremaine, the tide always recedes before a tsunami. AMC tsunami, baby. Let's go apes. I'm telling you, patience. Patience, my friends. Patience, patience, patience. I'll hold this thing as long as it takes. We've got more time than they've got money. GoFundMe for pants for Trey? Nah, dude. I love my shorts. These take me there. These freaking take me there. They're decent. Remind people stop lending shares on Webull for shorts. Absolutely. Good point. So if you want to turn off share lending, you just go to more on your app. There's a stock lending income program, and you want to turn that off, right? So just click on that little app button, and you don't even collect that much interest if you have it on. They give you pennies. I mean, literally pennies. But if you turn that off, it doesn't allow them to essentially use your stock against you, right? Because they can take your actual position and double dip. They can use your stock to short into the market and fight against your own position. So if you want to turn that off, it does help the cause. It really does. Andrew is vital to the community. Can't please everyone. You can't expect him to rub a crystal ball. Everyone needs to make their own DD and choices. I'm with you, Jay Tran. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he really does truly provide value. And I'll say that every single time. I think Andrew has good intentions. Didn't mean my super to cause any tension in the community. And no worries, Colton. Like I said, I have nothing against him. Andrew's cool ape is love. I'm with you. Seriously. I like him. I like him. He's a good dude. All I can say is that injustice won't last forever. Malpractice will take this people to big loss. Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. We were very close to that VWAP, the volume weighted average price. Coming up dangerously close. Do you think that even if DTCC removed from the website the 21 days limit to buy synthetics from April, but it's still effective since they didn't cancel it? Even if DTCC removed from website the 21 days limit. I don't have an answer for that, Nico, because I don't know if I'm interpreting your question right. I'm actually going to send a text to Andrew really quick, just so that he knows what I'm talking about. Just wanted to shoot you a quick text. Some people in the chat today have been talking about you dropping some more money on AMC when you hit 90K subs. I want to tell you, brother, that I like you and think you provide real, valuable insight to AMC and the cause, but you need to redirect some of the passion and drive you have in a different direction. Don't worry too much about subs and likes. Provide good value. Show the apes you care about AMC and the cause, and the rest follows through. Wishing you nothing but the best, brother. Much love and hodl on. So that's the last of that. I sent him a message myself, so you guys don't have to worry about it. I just wanted to give him the opportunity to understand exactly what we're talking about. Nothing but love, right? It's all positivity here. We just got to keep it calm, cool, and collected. It's as simple as it is. So anywho, sold $40 calls yesterday. Got shares today at 4,681. There you go, John. There you go, baby. He types fast. A lot of practice. Definitely. 100%. Trey, please check out Gulfport Energy Corporation. It's a dead company that filed for bankruptcy, yet it went from 45 cents to $72. That's 52,000% up. How is a dead company just rocket? So I'm confused by that because it doesn't look like it shows that on my screen. I don't know how that's possible. I don't really know how that's possible. Does anybody have an answer? Does anybody know? Because I'm not entirely sure. Don't chat ban me. Sorry. Mario, no, dude. I don't ban anybody. You're good. You're good. Trey, you get that? Oh, no. No, I haven't. Then straight to SFAS. I have not, man. I definitely have not, Todd. I don't imagine they'd let me ever do something like that just because of the medical issues that I've got. But That's freaking cool, dude. I know a lot of people that took a couple tries. My pops never went to Ranger school, but he was special forces, so he did some cool stuff. He did some cool stuff that he never talked to me about, but I can guarantee he did some cool stuff. That's as much as I know. Gotta move the arrow. Gotta move the arrow, man. TD Ameritrade is not lending our shares, I think. It's just something you should probably look into. That's as simple as it is. I heard you cheated on me with Trey's sushi review yesterday. Trey's donut review! No! We did a donut review today, man. We did a donut review today. Don't be mad. I promise you. I can never cheat on donuts. I can never do it. I can never do it. Thoughts on Mosi or Mosi? Do you think I'd go up back to $100 like I did years ago? Mosi. So it depends on the fundamentals of the company now. I'm not sure what's entirely different. They're up 33% today, which is really freaking solid. But what do these guys do? They're a tech company. If it depends, man. Are they going to be able to compete in the market space of whatever technology they cover? Let's look at the 5-year. Yeah, they were in the hundreds. They were actually very high. They're up at $1,100. So, I mean, if you think they can compete in the market space again someday, then it's definitely a company worth looking into. But it's getting a lot more love and action than it has in a long time. It looks like it's the beginning of an uptrend. Definitely. Definitely looks like the beginning of an uptrend. The only thing that I don't like is the volume isn't consistent. It seems like it's very, very news catalyst driven, right? So there's not a lot of consistent volume on this yet. It doesn't seem like this has some sustained hype. So it's not quite there yet, but maybe. I mean, it just depends on how they're competing in the market space. All right. What a boring trading day today is. It definitely is not an exciting one. Not exciting yet anyways. It could take some time. Waiting for a break over the VWAP. That's going to be the first step. That'll be the first step. So quick DD I did. They wanted to trigger SSR today to use Dark Pool tomorrow. The drop price, making apes think it's us selling. It's a psychological tactic. No reason for them to trigger SSR because it limits them shorting. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, you've been pretty spot on with your predictions here so far. 100%. Definitely have. Fight to fight, baby. Reason for crypto tanking is inflation. Semper Fi. I have concerns that shutdown on platforms was a test, so they know how to do it when this true squeeze happens. Thoughts? Stop limit may be needed now. The shutdown on platforms was a test, so they know how to do it when this true squeeze happens. I mean, it's possible, but they've already shut down, trading platforms in the past. So, I mean, they definitely know how to do it. I don't know if they would. I'd be really surprised. I feel like that's pretty extremely illegal, and I think there's a lot of lawsuits that would ensue if they ended up doing that. But a lot of platforms have shown themselves in the past that they're not very trustworthy. I guess it just depends. Trade works for Melvin Capital. Oh yeah, obviously. No, come on. What a bunch of silly chicken talk. You silly chicken. Hey man, been watching for a while. Can you check market cap on D's? Oh, you're funny. You're funny. I'm not even gonna search that because I know where you're going with that. I know where you're going with that. Call the shill on Twitter by verified Koba because I don't have follows. Deep in AMC, anywhere you could look and maybe show ape support. Chris, stop. Let me take a peeky weeky. Now's the time. I'll drop you some likes on your tweets, man. Another new account shilling AMC. Oh, jeez. Well, that ain't it. Order a pizza? I'm not too hungry right now. I'm doing okay. Looks like we might get that test of the volume weighted average price. We're coming up a little close. I mean, it's starting to get there. We're sitting at about $12.64 right now, getting a little small inch of good bullish movement here. The volume is low. It's moving off of low volume, but if it gets that test of the VWAP, that could be the beginning of a little bit of momentum. We just got to wait and see. Trey, you see me, bro? I see you, Matt. Quick Trip Donuts will always be better than Circle K Donuts. Oh, absolutely, man. There's no competition. Lamp needs a green bulb. Lamp on, lamp off. You know what it is. Should we do that? Should I get a freaking green bulb for lamp someday? I think so. I think that's the move. What do we think about $21 cost for 528? I wouldn't pick them up for that soon of an expiration. I would put it out if you're going to play that risky. I'd just put it in like mid to late June. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. The comeback is always greater than the setback. Oh yeah, man, you're absolutely right. Look at this. We're sitting at 1269 right now. The volume might be picking up a little bit here. Sitting at 1270. The VWAP is sitting at just around 1272. Let's see if it gets that test. I mean, 1270 was the high of that candle. And the volume definitely picked up a little bit. 163,000 shares right there, which compared to the last 20, 30 minutes-ish of trading is definitely higher. So breaking 1272 should be that VWAP test, and it looks like it's trying to get it here right now. The RSI sitting at about 64.96, and a big fat George W setup right there, already breaking the neckline. We just got to wait and see if it's going to get that hard break. 1270, 1272 is that volume weighted average price. Nothing to get crazy excited about, but it could be the beginning of a little bit of a reversal. Let's look at this on the 1 month candles and just see what things are looking like. Looking at the 1 month candles, you've got 2 hammer candles, and the second one is green. So that is 100% the beginning of a trend reversal candlestick pattern at the very least. Why is this? In case you don't know, hammer candles or shooting star candles are when you have a small body and a long wick, a long bottoming tail underneath the candles. And this indicates that sellers tried to push the price down and it was rejected. Buyers pushed the price back up. And have 2 of these back to back and the second one be green shows you there's a small transition starting to take place between buyers and sellers if it follows through, right? Obviously it needs to follow through. We need this 1 hour candle to close as the second shooting star candle, but that could be the beginning of a little bit of a reversal. We'll just have to wait and see. Sitting at 1271 right now, the volume definitely started to pick up here a little bit. The VWAP is at 1272. Just waiting to see if it's going to get the volume to follow through on that push. I saw 1273 for a second there. That would put us down almost 9% on the day, which really isn't. It's a step in the right direction. 1273, we see 1273 is the volume going to fall through, and we're going to get back up to that 1275, 1280 range. Where's the next level of resistance after that? It's going to be right around $12.93. Looking at the level 2s, if we get this hard break, 1278, there's 12,000 shares as it sits right now of resistance. 1276, we got that break over the VWAP. That's pretty good. That's pretty freaking decent. I wouldn't quite call it a boom boom candle, but it's a nice candle. That's a matchstick. That's a matchstick candle, getting a little bit of a Kindle going. That ain't bad. 1278, we got 12,200 shares to push through. Sitting at 1277 right now. 1278 there for a hair. 1278 there for a little bit. We're going to get the shares to follow through on that. The volume is definitely picking up a little bit. We had 3 straight minutes of follow through on green volume, and there was about 268,000 shares of volume right there at 12 on this last 1 minute candle. 1278, we got 12,200 shares to push through. Just waiting on the volume follow through to get that hard break over $12.78. But if we get the follow through, you're looking at an opportunity. You're looking at an opportunity for a bullish reversal. So we got a 1 minute candle that is opened, not quite open and closed above, but got a breakthrough. So now you're looking for 5 minutes of either consolidation or trend continuation to hold over that volume weighted average price. But that's the first time that we've tested it since the first hour of market trading. So that's not looking too bad. Just a pretty decent sell wall at 1278, but they've eaten up a pretty good amount of it. It was 12,000, now sitting at about 7,000. And you got 4,000 a penny above that and 5,000 a penny above that. So I imagine if it breaks through 1278, you're going to see 1280 plus. Because that's the big wall to push through. Does the OCC temporarily increasing the clearing fund size matter for AMC and GameStop? Hopefully you caught my answer to that. I did address that about 10 minutes ago or so. That was a pretty good, nasty George W forming up. I don't mind that. Looks like it got that break over the volume weighted average price. It's holding it for now, but we just need that next push over 1277 to 1280. 1277 to 1280 is that next move. I've seen Lou versus Wall Street vid mention the ape community. In my opinion, he's got some deep, solid knowledge. It'd be cool if we get all the AMC OGs to collab like once a week or so. I like Lou versus Wall Street. He's got some good stuff, and I like his no BS approach. It's good. Time to move the arrow. Time to move it? Oh, not quite. We're getting close, though. We're getting close. Thank you, John. Someone link GME. That's a 10 video. Easy hold pre-COVID stock. AMC 801 gang. I didn't get notified about your stream today. I was so mad that I bought a few more shares. Way to go, Trey. Hey, it's just like the swear jar. Man. Sitting at 1272 right now. Man, they're really loading up the ass today. 1274. Just waiting for that consolidation or trend continuation. But if it happens, I mean, you're looking at the possibility of a trend reversal. Looking at this again on the 1 month chart, you've got those 2 hammer candles following through as it sits right now. It'd be best if we didn't have any sort of topping tail on this hourly candle at the end of close. So we started at about 12:30. So you've got about 9 minutes left of this candle. So if that closes off as a solid hammer candle, you're looking pretty good. But we need the follow through on this. And it looks like the sellers are definitely trying to keep it underneath the VWAP. I mean, you can see that here because that would be a shift in momentum to get some more volume rocking on the day. To get that push over the VWAP, there's 318,000 total shares. Sitting at 60 million total volume on the day right now. But you really want to hold it. That's ultimately what it is. Thank you, Doji. Are you still bullish long-term on ASRT? They just did a 1-4 split reversal to keep from being delisted. Let me look at ASRT right now. I remember that Vine did something like that, and they just absolutely tanked. I don't like reverse splits. Reverse splits are tough. Let's look at this. For now, they're holding up, but I would watch like a good 5 days of price action. If it bleeds for a while, I probably wouldn't touch it. Can we meet up in Charlotte? How far is Charlotte from Fayetteville? Does anybody know? I could probably just Google Maps it right now, but Jay Ayala says, Trey, check the fan art. Let me take a peeky weeky. Discord be lagging, man. The freaking internet. All right. Where you be? Let's see. There. No, nope. Here it is. So what we got? Oh, dude. Oh, that's so cool. These are cool. I can get behind that. Look at this. Look at that. That's pretty sick. I dig it. I dig that, dude. Look at that chicken riding an arrow holding lamp. Oh, that's dope. That's freaking dope. I dig it, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That's really cool. I might have to tweet that out. It's holding the VWAP right now. We've got 5 minutes of consolidation over the VWAP, so it might get a trend continuation. It might end up getting it. Come on. There we go. Why arrow left? I suppose I didn't think about that, but it is still cool. That's pretty sick. I dig it. It's still holding that VWAP, guys. That's pretty good. Now it's time to move that arrow. We're going to go like this. We're even going to raise it a hair. I'm thinking this level right here. This is what I want to see. I want to see a test of 1294. But the level 2s, you've got 1277 loaded up again. They really are trying to keep this underneath the volume weighted average price. It's consolidating and holding it right now, but you need to follow through on volume to get that ultimate push. Blurry? Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but the freaking internet today is definitely being goofy. I have a bachelor's degree in film. Editing is a side gig of mine. What do you need editing, Trey? So Geek Easy, I think some people wanted me to record and film when we do the meetup in North Carolina here for some dinner and a couple drinks or something. And I'm not very good at filming. I'm not very good at editing. So it'll be something like that, but you let me know, man. It's not the end of the world if you don't want to do it. If the market makers and hedge funds are working together, why would the hedge funds get called on to buy back the stocks? Can't they keep diluting stock until it is worthless? Well, it can't be that apparent, right? So if they just all of a sudden dropped, like let's just say there's in a downtrend and all of a sudden the volume goes from 50 million to 500 million in volume, like they really can't do that ultimately. I mean, they just get busted down on. They can't do it, especially with how much attention is on AMC. I think they recognize that it's a very touchy game. It's not blurry. Okay, that's good. When is the meetup? I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to put out a tweet today. Ah, dang it. I got to scroll back up. Where did I leave off? Oh, here it is. Trey, I'm new to the game, was into this for the money first. Now I want to see the hedge funds bleed. Thank you for being a big bro ape. To the moon. One day at a time, guys. Look at this flush. Man, they're really trying to flush this underneath the volume weighted average price. But we got a little bit of a green candle that's following through on this. Volume definitely came in. 130,000 total shares of volume to push it underneath the VWAP right there. That's a pretty decent amount. They really don't want it up. And the volume is actually falling through on this too. 219,000 shares. So the shorts continuing to try to drive it down underneath the volume weighted average price. Buyers holding it up a little bit. Very, very, very small hammer candle, shooting star candle with a bottoming tail right here. So buyers stepping back in to try and get that VWAP back. But it's a tug of war right now. It's definitely a tug of war. Could I explain level 2? Says Trevor. Too easy. So the bid is essentially what people are trying to pay for the stock, and the ask is what people are trying to sell for the stock. That's essentially what it is. This is a way that you can actually predetermined upcoming levels of support or resistance just based on where you see a lot of size at certain prices. Look at this. Look at the 1260. Look how fast they're loading this up. 21,000 shares at 1260. That's literally where the stock price is at right now. They're trying to ladder this thing down hard. I mean, look at the ask. This tells you the whole story, how much freaking action they're putting in, trying to keep this thing suppressed. They're doing everything in their power. 357,000 shares on this wide range red candle right here. The fact that it followed through on volume tells me that was a freaking predicted and analyzed push to get it down there. That was rough. In the grand scheme of things, I'm not stressing, but it's pretty obvious the last 2 days that they're doing everything they can to try and suppress the crap out of this. They want to keep it underneath the VWAP. They don't want any sort of bullish momentum today, I guess. Let's look at what Ortex has to say real quick. We're going to get a quick Ortex update. Ortex, if you're not familiar, is just a data-based website that gives you an idea of certain short interest numbers. And it is the T+2, so these are the short interest numbers that you saw as of 2 days ago. And it says it's down 3.43%. Earlier in the day, it was up about 1.5%. So return shares versus borrowed shares, you have more return shares overall. These numbers are just not making a whole lot of sense. I mean, I gotta be honest. How are they doing it? Because that is not a squeeze. It's just not. It's that simple. It's not. $12.60 right now. Look at the level 2s. 1260 still has a pretty decent amount of size. It had 20,000 plus, so some of that's getting eaten up. But it is still obviously being pushed pretty hard. I mean, this ask is outrageous. It keeps loading up penny by penny by penny, getting reloaded over and over and over. I mean, just look at this. Look at all the size on the ask right now. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. 1420, you've got 150 shares though. 420, baby. You know what it is. You know what it is. I think it'd be super cool if AMC Theater started showing primetime UFC/boxing fights. I could get behind that, man, all day long. All freaking day long. All right. I just got a text about my washer and dryer, so I can pick those up, which is good. I'm going to have to get that eventually. You should just put up a gate on your mic. A gate? I'm not sure what that is. Would that, is there some sort of sound issue? I can look into it. AMC shows boxing matches. Oh, I can get behind that. You know what would be really freaking cool is if AMC Theaters played like UFC fights, if they played the NFL, if they played NBA, and you could have like a family-oriented place where you could watch sporting events. Like I can get behind that, drinking a freaking Diet Coke and some Milk Duds and some popcorn, watching a freaking Vikings game. Dude, that'd be freaking Tendy Town. That'd be Chicken Church, dude. I'd get jacked. I'd be super jacked. Get some laundry going. I've been washing my laundry. Don't worry. I've just been going to the laundromat, but my house didn't come with it. Your mic is going to dip. Absolutely. Absolutely. A sound gate will suppress the sound. Ah, okay. Well, maybe the echo will be fixed with it, but once I finish soundproofing the room, that'll definitely help. I got to soundproof the rest of the room, and I got to get a door installed and take out the freaking trim on this doorway right here. That's ultimately what's a lot of the issue is, for sure, because it's picking up echo from the rest of the house. That shirt is sick. I'm a big Vegeta guy, man, all day long. All day long. You know how concerned I am with this freaking price drop right now? You know how concerned I am? Not at all. I'm chilling. If I had freaking Subway right now, it'd just be 10 minutes of kumbaya, eating Subway, freaking watching the stock sit here and consolidate for a while. Look at this on the 5-minute. Let's see if it's still respecting this ascending level of support. It's really trying its best to, for sure. I'm going to adjust this just a hair. There. Touch point, touch point, touch point. I think it's going to get a second retest of that volume weighted average price, but we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. Convertible bonds, eat fresh. I hear no echo. Good stuff. Cool, cool, cool. Sending a Twitter DM, Galen Hunter. Let's see if I can find him, man. All right. Zeke on our side. Oh yeah, dude, I saw that. I retweeted that. Zeke Elliott tweeting out that he likes the AMC stock to the moon, baby. Absolutely. All right. Trey, you need to get yourself a legitimate office chair. I think it would help with the long day streaming. All the best, Gorilla. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. The freaking folding chair is a meme, though, dude. I live a minimalist lifestyle. I don't like spending money on myself. Maybe it's bad. I don't know. I probably should, but I came from a place where I have a hard time spending money because I was always so thin spread. But to be honest with you, it's this. I feel guilty if I use YouTube for any reason to just benefit myself because let me just process this in my head, right? So my YouTube channel is obviously AMC oriented. Like I try to provide you guys the best valuable content that I can. But for me to take profit that I made from YouTube, talking about a really, really touchy subject, money, right? Especially one stock, one specific stock. And for me to take the money that I make from YouTube to like buy cars, freaking buy really nice things for my office, buy this, buy that. Like I just feel guilty doing that. Like I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't, but like 95% of the money that I make, guys, either goes into AMC stock or certain stocks, or to my family. Like my mom went through some really tough complications with COVID. She got blood clots in her legs and lungs, and I just paid for some of her medical bills and tried to take care of her, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I should not care that much, but it feels like I'm cheating you guys. Like I just don't want to do that. I don't know. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I'd rather just be a minimalist. I don't need much. It doesn't take much to make me happy. Trey, it looks like Webull has started a stock income lending program. We should not lend to AMC shares, correct? I feel like this is bad if we do. Thoughts? So they've had it for a while, but you're absolutely correct. You do not want your shares lent because this is exactly what happens, right? I'll draw this up for you on freaking Microsoft Whiteboard. So check this out. Whiteboard. Doop, 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 doop. Bum, 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 bum. Trey, if Meet Kevin is running for governor of California, you should run for president. No, dude, you don't want me as president. I'm not clean cut enough for that. But this is what happens, right? So the stock lending income program, the SLIP, they're giving you the SLIP, man. I mean, just the acronym there sounds dumb. But anyways, this program, so let's just say that over here we've got freaking Tendy. Tendy owns 10,000 shares of AMC stock. He's chilling, he's happy. Most of these shares aren't even real, but that doesn't matter. He's got 10K shares of AMC stock. Well, if you, and Webull's not the only people that do this, right? It's a lot of brokerages. If they use the SLIP, they give you the SLIP and they say, hey, look, man, your 10,000 shares, if you let us lend these out to parties that would want to use your stock, we will pay you interest. You know what the interest is? It's pennies. You're making like 0.001 or something just stupid per share that you're lending out. So it's not a lot of money. I mean, really, you don't have to have millions of shares to make anything substantial. And what they do is, yes, you still hold your 10,000 shares and that's your money. Like that's not going anywhere. But what it is essentially is they're creating a second 10,000 shares. They're not going anywhere. Your shares are still here, but they lend your stock to a different party. And most of the time, if they're lending stock to somebody, you know what it is? It's to go short. It's to short the stock. It's to push the price down, right? So now all of a sudden, you've inflated the actual floor on the stock because now there's 20,000 shares for your 10,000, right? And since you're long on the stock and they're short on the stock, it essentially negates itself. You didn't contribute in the least bit, right? So turning that off actually helps out much, 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 much more than you think. Like if every single ape did this, I bet it would actually make a significant difference. Maybe it's just something I have to make a video on, to be honest, but it's sketchy stuff, man. I don't like it. I turned it off the instant that I found out that that's a thing. The instant. All right. Literally made me tear up listening to you explain that about your mom. I lost my mom as COVID hit and lost my dad to it. He's still fighting. You the man. All right, I'm starting to hear about your parents, brother. I really am. But you just got to take care of your family. That's what it is. Me and my mom had a falling out for quite some time. I'm not going to get into the details, but we didn't talk for about 5 years. And one of the most freeing things that I ever did in my life, the most pressure I ever took off my shoulders was sitting down one day and thinking to myself, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. It's time to let it go. And it's time to rekindle that relationship. And things aren't perfect. You're never going to have the same thing always that you had in the past, but this is the best best relationship me and my mom have had in probably my entire life, and it's really freeing. Sometimes you just gotta let the past go, man. Anything I can do to help people out, just it's all you can do, you know? Already from the next year's block. Oh, I skipped one. My bad. Sensei Sill says, not sure if you covered the stock before, but are you privy to 88 Energy? Virtual monopoly plus low cost times potential for buyout October Tendies. 88 Energy? I have not covered. I got to be honest. I don't cover very many OTC market stocks, not because I'm against them, but because there's usually a lot of risk involved with these unregulated stocks out there on the market. But if you've done your DD and done your research, if you want to play speculation like this, all that you need to do is make sure you're keeping up with the research and the latest news. So if you feel comfortable with the news and the research, then if the catalyst is there, news catalysts and fundamentals will always trump technical analysis. So if you feel convicted, play it for sure, man. I just don't know enough about it. Is volume being suppressed today? It seems surprisingly low, says Duncan. So the reason that the volume is low is because people like to buy green and sell red. And typically on red days, you're just not going to see as much volume as on green days. So like, let me show you an example, right? Look at this huge green day that we had right here. Green day saw 130 million in total volume. Next day was red. We closed higher than we opened and the volume was lower, 83 million. Another example, we saw a green day right here, 95 million. Next day was red, 43 million, right? Look at this, green day, 77 million. Next day was just barely red, just a hair lower than the previous day. Still lower volume. That's just a trend that you're gonna see. It just is. People like to buy momentum, you know? This is a little bit of an asterisk right here. This is the first time that I've actually seen higher red volume on the chart here so far, but overall, the majority of the time, if the stock is on red on the day, you just don't see as much volume, typically. Check my phone. I don't know what's on there. Already for next year's blockbuster, all shorts must cover except Treyders. Yes, dude. I'll invest in that. That's something I'd invest in. That's solid. That's solid. How do you turn off the share lending? So if you have the Webull app, download it on your phone. I don't know how to do it on the actual desktop platform, but you just need to click on the More tab. And when you click on the More tab, there's the opportunity to hit Stock Lending Income Program, the SLIP. And you press that, and you essentially just shut it off, and they can't lend your stock out. Bonjour. Thank you for that. I don't know what your message was, but I hope that you're doing good, brother. Well, Citadel, if you're watching, hey, Citadel, if you're watching this right now, piss off. No, I'm playing. Well, not really, but you know it's all peace and love. That's as simple as it is. All right. So we're getting a little bit of a bounce right here. It's still semi-respecting this ascending level of support. Looking at the candles, it dropped a hair below it, but it might have been a false break. We'll wait and see. We're looking for a retest of that volume-weighted average price as it sits right now sitting at $12.60. VWAP sitting at about $12.72. Has not changed. So we're looking for that test. Volume on the day is 62.84 million. It's definitely low. It's definitely dragging. The volume is going to continue to stay low as long as we are suppressed and trading underneath the VWAP. A break back over will bring in some volume and get people wanting to buy on the day again, but it's just a little flat. It's as simple as it is. All right. J-Trend, reverse split equals more expensive equals more money on buying call options. That too, man. Absolutely. You're totally right. Shat's channel says all is well. Amen. Remember 801 Fin Addict? I'll never forget. How could you? Lamp. Check Venmo. There's something in there? All right, I'll check that out, Matthew. I appreciate it. My God, I love you. I'm new to Twitter. I sent you a message. I only have Twitter for AMC. Please retweet my post, please. This is the way. So I need to know your handle, man. If you give me your handle, I'll check it out. Are we losing? I wouldn't call it an L. I mean, it's the first red day that we've seen in the last 8 days. You're going to have ups and downs. It's volatility, man. I'm telling you. So I 100% completely expect to see these sort of rips and dips on the journey to the end of the squeeze. It's just the way that it is, right? Like, you're not just going to have the absolute rips the entire time. Like, look at GameStop, for example. GameStop on its way to $500 had the stupidest, most ridiculous volatility that I've probably ever seen in my entire life. I mean, nothing about this looks natural. You saw rips from freaking, $71 up to 141, all the way back down to 65. 155, up to 157, down to 68, up to 81, down to 50, up to 145. And that was on a single day, you know? Like, I'm fully expecting this to be a freaking bumpy ride. Like, it's just gonna be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no way around it. That's ultimately how it's gonna go down. Yakman Pacento. Ortex tweeted. Let's see what they got. Amen. Normal is boring. Ryan Cohen. Ortex. Share price was up yesterday for the 8th straight day as the AMC share price in the whole market is down in pre-market today. Trading by the dip is trending on Twitter. Current Treyders interest estimate is 16.11% of free float. So waiting for another update on AMC, but that's what you got cooking right now. You know what I'm going to tweet out right now? You know what it is. All right. What is good value for free float? Good value? So I don't know if there's necessarily a good value, but what the free float tells you is essentially how many shares are available to the retail investor after institutions and insiders have their cut, right? So the free float is 417 million according to Webull as it sits right now. And essentially all that this is the higher the free float, the less each individual buy moves the stock price. So the free float in and of itself, like you just take the free float times essentially the liquidity that's got put into the stock and you get the overall market cap. And that tells you how much the company is worth. So that's what you got. Thanks for the DD. No problem, brother. What's up with that? You know what it is, man. You know what it is. You get the picture. I'm not going to explain it, but people know. People know. Hey, Trey, me and my fellow coworkers are all mail carriers. We are ready to retire, and we are all below the age of 30. We own average of 700 shares. AMC to the moon. Hey, Clan Y2, I'm wishing you nothing but the best, brother. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. Absolutely. I sound like Nick Kroll? I'm not sure what he sounds like. Slip. Can you ask OG Jared about converting an auditorium in each city to a video game competition / event theater? Love your channel, brother. I could bring it up, man. I think it'd be very cool. And honestly, I think it's a business opportunity that you could even make work with GameStop. I mean, somehow if they work together to make that sort of thing happen, I mean, both of their companies were attacked by shorts. You know, they absolutely 100% were. So if they came together in some sort of way, that the social sentiment alone for that would hype the piss out of people. Like, people would go absolutely nuts. They go apeshit for that. I know I would. I'd be beating my chest like a goddamn stupid superback gorilla. I'm eating bananas in that freaking that auditorium, watching who knows what, Mario Kart or God of War or whatever it is, playing God of War. Can you imagine playing God of War on an IMAX? Oh my God, I love Greek mythology. I'd love to play that. That'd be a lot of fun. Look at those guns. Nah, dude, I'm built like a stick. I'm built like a stick. You have no idea. You have no idea. I'm tiny. Man, it really doesn't want to hold on to this level of support. I don't know if it's going to do it. It's definitely just trading sideways and consolidating unless some sort of crazy news catalyst comes out or something. That's what you're waiting on. Are GameStop and AMC on the verge of another short squeeze from Benzinga? GameStop bet nets the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints 907% gains in 3 months. That's nasty. Latest stock surge cost 930 million loss for short sellers in a week. That's nasty too. Jeez. At least Investors Business Daily stayed pretty neutral, at least by the title. Oh man, you guys. Every time you swear you got to put more money in AMC. I don't have any extra liquidity, guys. It's all freaking tied up. It's all tied up. She's all pretty decently tied up. Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans, Trey. Prince of all Saiyans. Prince of all Apes. Ooh, dude. The Prince of Apes. That'd be a cool title. Trey, peep your email. The apes need to see what they're going to wake up to in the coming days from almzj@gmail.com. Love you, bro. I'll definitely do that, man. Put your glasses on. My glasses are broken, but we do have the apiators. Should I put the apiators on? What do you think? What do you think? Rock these for the rest of the stream? But I'll tell you what, those glasses don't actually help my vision. My vision's just messed up, and there's not much I can do about that. They're blue light glasses. And I've got a blue light filter on my actual monitor, and that helps out a lot. So that's kind of my answer, the solution that I've got made up until I get new glasses, but it's doing okay. I'm doing all right. Plate ideas for our Tesla Roadsters. I'm thinking Squoze. Hodl is close second. I think banana or tendies. Like a tendy, and then you got a picture of a chicken tender. And it's got to be an AMC chicken tendy. Absolutely. With some lemon pepper seasoning on them. You know what it is. I'm a Drake fanboy. What can I say? You got to represent the lemon pepper stuff for sure. Oh, man. Hey, Trey, love the content and energy as per always. Could you take a peek at Pack and give me your thoughts on a long position? Absolutely, man. We'll come back to AMC here in just a second, but it looks like it's going to come back up and retest that volume-weighted average price, which is looking pretty good. Volume picked up here a little bit, about 124,000 shares, but we'll have to wait and see how she rocks. Pack. Holdings. So is this a merging company? Is it a SPAC? No. It looks pretty decent. It's got good growth. I wouldn't buy it this high. It's definitely overextended. I'd try and buy this a little closer to 30 on the RSI. So unless it gets a clean break on this double top at 22.35, I probably wouldn't touch it. But I don't know. It's just a little overextended. I would wait. But it's definitely got beautiful growth. I mean, it's making nice, slow, steady progress. I like it as a long position, long-term hold. Thank you for your service. Can you disclose your rank? Ape girlfriend as a cardiac nurse says your surgery is routine. You'll rock it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, Larry. I'm actually not allowed to talk about my job. I've gotten chewed out before by some of my bosses, and I'm trying to watch my back. I don't want any sort of situation where I owe people money. So I hope you understand. I appreciate the question though, nonetheless. Thank you. Coming up close, I mean, it got a little bit of a bounce there. Volume on that last 1 minute was 160,000 shares, so nothing crazy, but it's a beginning. I wouldn't quite call it a run, but it's a bounce. I mean, that's a George W. setup. It's a big fat, you know what it is. For sure. Lamp off and on. Bam, bam. Chicken wham. Chicken wham. As sure as Southern Loving Mamas cook their chicken with Crisco, baby, AMC stock is going to go to the moon someday. That's as simple as it is. You can't make this shit up. It's just simple maths. Simple maths. Absolutely. Trey, how much longer do I hold my in-the-money call options that expire Friday? They're positive. Also, I don't know how I want to play my $15 strikes May 28th that are negative. Hodling, but when to eat it. So personally, with your in-the-money call options that you're green on, I would roll those out for further expiration, right? I'd take your profits and put it out somewhere else. As far as your $15 strikes for May 28th, I would give it until next week, maybe Monday or Tuesday, to see if you get any sort of movement. And if they don't, I'd take the loss and keep whatever intrinsic value you have left in those options and roll it into a further expiration or stock. It's entirely up to you. But $15, it depends on what you paid for that. Your break even might be in that $16 to $16.50 range. It really depends on what you paid for it. I know. I gotta stop swearing because I'm all out of liquidity. I've got everything freaking tied up in AMC, guys. Silly chicken. I'm a silly chicken. All right, I'll stop cussing. I apologize. I absolutely apologize. My bad, guys. My bad. Inflow is beating the outflow currently. Pure manipulation. Let's see it. Oh, 100%. It's simple. Check this out, guys. I mean, honest to God, just look at this. Inflow versus outflow stocks. Look at this. This is literally just right off the internet. The difference between inflows and outflows is called net inflows. The figure illustrates the relationship between stocks and flows. If the inflow is greater than the outflow or net inflow is positive, the stock will be rising. If the inflow is less than the outflow, net inflow is negative, and the stock will be falling. So by all means, no ifs, ands, or buts. The majority of the time, right? Inflow greater than outflow, the stock will be rising. Well, wouldn't you look at this? Inflow is greater than outflow. That's pretty interesting. But it's down. It's down 10% on the day. Let's just look at GameStop, for instance. GameStop, looking at the order flow, 71 million versus 87 million. There's actually a bigger discrepancy between these, and GameStop is only down 6%. I mean, what the heck? There's so many confirmations that we have. I mean, that's just how it is. That's as simple as it is. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Who's Crisco? Oh, she's a lady that I absolutely love. We love Crisco. Crisco is sick. Ooh, I almost knocked over my mic. Dang, Mike. June 18th, $40 calls look like a huge institutional bet on the squeeze. I would say so, especially with how much open interest there is there. I mean, it's a huge amount of open interest. I'm telling you, I mean, I don't think the majority of this is retail investors. That's a lot of liquidity. That's a crap ton of liquidity. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong, but that looks like some institutional investors for sure. I should tweet that. What should I tweet? I don't know. Millionaire Soldiers Facebook page posted yesterday. Is that a thing? Millionaire Soldiers. I didn't know that was an actual page. Hold up. Let me look at this. Trey, I know your secret now, bro. Check out the Nasty Cup action. I think it's forming a George W. This is the way. Oh, man. I don't know this is a page. That's actually pretty interesting. It looks like it's pretty AMC oriented. That's cool. I'd show this, but I don't like revealing my Facebook. I want to keep that mostly private. But if you want to check it out, just Google millionaire investor or millionaire soldiers, I guess. That's pretty cool. I dig it. Trey, I love your channel and the ape support you get. To the moon, baby. Also, I'm a YouTuber and cover stocks too, including AMC. Diamond Hands, says Sky Trader. Hey, much love to you, brother. I'm wishing you the best and I appreciate the love. Thank you. What's up, Trey? I question if Webull shows a complete net inflow, like from all sources. It's tough to know, man. I mean, honestly, the thing is, tweet inflow versus outflow. Oh, totally. Yes, you're right. I didn't even think of that. This is why you guys run the show. Man, this is why I need Lamp. All right, let's get this down. And we're going to go like this. Order flow for AMC. AMC order flow. I'm going to pick up GameStop. All right. That is a good tweet. You guys are geniuses. You guys are absolute geniuses. When inflow is greater than outflow, stocks go up. Except if you're AMC. GME inflow smaller than outflow, down 6%. AMC inflow greater than outflow, down 10. We'll go like this. Crazy stuff, guys. It's pretty wild. Pretty strange. I have a $14 call at AMC expiration this Friday. What's the move? Shoot. I mean, it's Wednesday already. You're fighting theta pretty hard, or essentially the time decay. For the $14 calls, let's just see what the theta looks like. 13 cents per share, so $13.40, and right now it's worth for 32 bucks. So you lose almost half your value if it just passes into another day. Personally, I would take whatever intrinsic value you have left and roll it into something else, into a further expiration, but that's just me, man. All right. What can the SEC do? Their job. Their freaking job. I have no idea what they can. Maybe I should tag them. Let's do it. Makes no sense. I do not get it. Makes no freaking sense. We're coming up close to the VWAP. Volume average price right now is sitting at about $12.72 still. Looking at the level 2's largest level of resistance is still at about $12.77 or so. But we're going to delete this ascending level of support because it is not respecting that level at this current moment in time. But it is still trending slightly upwards, still setting higher lows and higher lows at the very least. Higher low, higher low, higher low, slowly working its way up. This is a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern, head, shoulder, shoulder, so it could sell off, but it's going to depend on if it gets a retest of that volume weighted average price, because that's going to trump it if it breaks. Makes no sense at all. CENTS. All right, love your work. What resources do you use to learn the market? Apes buy and hold. We got this. So initially, my YouTube journey, for anybody that's new to the channel, I got into the stock market to swing trade essentially, and I watched this guy named Rainer Teo, R-A-Y-N-E-R space T-E-O, technical analysis guy, right? So I really, to be completely brutally honest with you, there was a lot of things that I didn't understand about the mechanisms and the pipelines of the stock market. AMC forced my hand a lot. Like, I'll come out straight up forth and say this every single time. When I first started talking about AMC, I made some mistakes. Like, not in the sense of like I tried to lie to anybody, but like I just didn't know the things I didn't know. So I tried to talk about different stuff, and like people would correct me, and they'd be like, nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's wrong, right? And I just took a step back and thought to myself, okay, so if I'm going to continue to talk about AMC stock, like when I have questions, I need to make sure that I fully 100% comprehend and understand what the heck I'm talking about before I even just like try to make a video about things. So like a lot of what I learned about the stock market, a lot, you know, the mechanisms and things that the way things work just was by a forced hand, essentially. Like things would pop up. People are like, hey, why is this happening on AMC? And it makes you ask the question, because like you don't know the questions to ask until the questions are asked, right? So people would ask the question, I'm like, I actually don't know the answer to that. And I just research it, and that's it. It's that simple. And I think there's thousands, if not millions of apes out there who ran into the same thing. Like, hey, like this forced my hand. I don't understand this, but now that I know the question to ask, I can ask the question and research it and learn. So that's essentially all that it was, man. It was a forced hand. I guarantee you, I would not know near as much about the stock market and the way that things work now if it weren't for AMC. It's just the God honest truth. The knowledge that I gained from this, and that I think a lot of people gain from this, is invaluable. It really is. It's gonna help a lot of people moving forward. And that's part of the legacy that everybody's writing. It's about financial freedom, financial literacy, and stock market literacy, ultimately. Hey, Trey, can you explain how AMC has more inflow than outflow and be down 10%? Great question, man. I actually asked SEC the same freaking question. It's funny that you say that, because I don't get it. Not in the least bit. It makes absolutely no sense. Oh, that's cool. I dig that. Maybe the SEC will reply, but I doubt it. Absolutely doubt it. Tweets and replies is probably under that. SEC enforcement, can you explain this? Probably not, but who knows? Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe we're all just wrong, but I don't know. It seems like it makes sense to me. If you have more buying than selling, typically stocks go up. But look at this, more buying than selling and the stock is still down, so I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. So is dip good or bad news? I'm new to this. So the dip isn't inherently good or bad news. It just means that it's red for the day, right? So I made a video yesterday saying I think there's two possibilities, and either one's going to be violent and volatile. And it just took the downside volatile move, essentially. And so far, it's already starting to get this bounce off of this this retracement zone that I thought I would, somewhere in the middle of this, right? It honestly lined up really, really perfect, straight dab in the middle. And like I think there would be about like a 56% retracement, but it's got the beginning of a reversal move. So you've got two bottoming. we got one bottoming tail here, right? So this candle right here, hourly shooting star candle with a bottoming tail. This is a doji candle, which typically indicates indecision. And you've got a green doji candle following it, which slightly favors bulls. So I'm more inclined to believe at the end of the day, you'd see more of a bounce than a sell-off, but I could be wrong, man. It's just what the candles are saying right now. Technical analysis is going to be 100% thrown out the window if they don't play a fair game. If they come up with some sort of tricks or stupid junk to push this down by the end of the day, first off, you'll see it, you'll know it, because the volume will come out of absolutely nowhere based on the fact that we're riding an ascending level support, that it's overall bullish right now. And secondly, it's going to defy all logic of technical analysis. It just is. But in and of itself, it's just a sell-off as it sits right now. It was shorted. It was just one of two options, and we took the second option. Too many up days in a row. Good, yeah, for sure, Gio. I mean, it was 8 straight green days. You're not going to have green days every day forever. Webull's insurance covers up to $37.5 million for any one customer's securities. Will this affect us when we squeeze to $100K? I think that just means that that's how much they're willing to cover, but I could be wrong. If anybody wants to let me know in the chat bar, please feel free to let me know. But let me just check this out. Brokerage. Protects against the loss of cash and securities, such as stocks and bonds, held by a customer at a financially troubled SIPC member brokerage firm. The limit of the SIPC protection is $500,000. So that's just what it protects. So it's essentially, to me, it seems like up to $37.5 million of any security out there. That's how much they're willing to protect, right? So they'll protect, if you've got a $300 million portfolio, they'll protect $37.5 million of that, is what I'm understanding. Monday's good to buy stock as of weekend info. Wednesday bumps because it's clearing for previous Friday in the money. Friday options expire. When's ideal to buy? I try to buy when it's up and when it's down, because at the end of the day, you need consistent buying across the board on any given day for sustainable momentum on any given stock. That's my personal opinion. It's not a red day yet, says Chef. Pew pew. That's my pops. That's my dad. Not really, but he's always trying to keep me in check, and I appreciate that. I need to drink water. I'm smacking my lips. Sorry, guys. Crypto is getting a nice recovery. Holy crap. What the heck? I mean, this is just stupid. Look at this. It dropped from $40,000 down to $29,000, and now is almost back to, it's above $40,000. That is just such a not natural move. This just does not happen. That's just not the way the market works. That's not the way stocks trade. Look at this. This is normal. This is a normal sell-off. That sort of stuff happens. This, normal. 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 Ups and downs, ups and downs. But to see a freaking swing like that, that makes no sense. What is natural about that? A swing of 20% to recover all of it the same day. That would be if you saw Tesla swing down 20% and then rebound 20%. That's just stupid. It's the craziest thing ever. If you bought that dip, you're making some fat tendies, I'll tell you that. But Jesus, that is just wild. That makes absolutely no sense. Whales out and whales back in, I guess. I have no idea. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. Hedgies got out, I guess. Too many people took out margin. Probably, honestly. I mean, it's either that you had some big institutions or big money that got that margin called and liquidated, or they just sold off in anticipation that they'd have to cover some losses. I have no idea, but that's not natural. That's just definitely not natural. That's just not the way the market works. It's just not. Look at the Elon Musk tweet. I saw it and I retweeted it, man. It was good. It was him saying that Tesla has diamond hands, which is beautiful. That program you use looks incredible. This is Webull. If you want to use Webull, I've got a link in the description box down below. If not, it's all good. I don't really care. You get 2 free stocks with a $100 deposit, but I'm not trying to force you guys to do anything. There's a lot of good brokerages out there. SoFi is good. Moomoo's good. I like Thinkorswim. I like Webull. This is just the one that I think has the cleanest interface, and I like the platform. I like the way it looks, the way it operates. What's been going on with Andrew? Why are people saying he isn't an ape? I think he's an ape, man. To be honest with you, though, Corey, I don't want to dig into that anymore. We've pretty much covered as much as that is. If you want to check it out, just go back in the live stream a little bit. And I mean that in a respectful way. I just don't want to dig anything up. 14.5 calls expiring next Friday close, and roll further out or try to at least break even. Thoughts, not advice. Next Friday close and roll further out. So you've got until next Friday. Personally, I would wait. This is just me. You do what you want to do, right? But I would wait until Monday or Tuesday to see if it gets a bounce back up to that $14 range, so that you can retain as much of that intrinsic value of the stock, or the option, I should say, as you can, right? Because you could get a bounce. I mean, this is a very low point on where AMC is sitting right now. If it gets a bounce off of support at 1236 to get back into the $14 range, that's a good opportunity. I think it'd be all right. Every hour get on trade for WADA. I know. I just about drank all of it. The SEC works for the whales. They get their pockets lined. It sure freaking feels that way, man. It sure freaking feels that way. It really does. I said this in my video, but if you haven't checked it out, I'm telling you right now, the stock market and the U.S. economy is built for the rich. You might be asking yourself this question, like, why has this much malpractice and corruption been taking place for decades and decades, and they haven't changed a freaking thing if they know it's happening? And I'll tell you why. It's because they make money off of it. Why would they ever in a million years want to stop making more money? Because if they fix the rules, right, they made the rulings, the filings, the regulations, the guidelines that they need to follow so that everybody has a fair shot at the market. If they change the rules, they either A, make less money, or B, lose money. I mean, honest to God, they make money off corruption. That's why they double dip stocks. That's why they naked short, because they're making more shares than should presently exist, and they make the profit off that, off the expense of retail investors. They don't want to change the rules. They want to keep making money. It's as simple as it is. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's so dumb. That's why I won't stop talking about this stuff, man, because it's freaking stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever. Like, AMC just opened my eyes, man. Like, I had no idea when I started getting into stocks in November, December of 2020. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, man. Like, I was just like, dude, I'm excited. I was making money. I was making some fat stacks, printing some paper. And all of a sudden you get thrown into this world and your eyes open to things that you've never seen before. And it's just infuriating, man. Like, I just think about the people out there who were told by like media sources, because I think the media colludes 100% with the big money. They do. They work together to make this stuff happen. Media sources that'll trap people into stocks. It's like, honestly, big super grand scheme pump and dumps. I mean, I've seen it. And we saw it yesterday with AMC. I think it was Market Watch put out this nice piece talking about how AMC could squeeze, and then the stock starts ripping, and then they put out this piece about how it's a horror film or something. Bull trap. That's a bull trap right there. They're trying to trap people into the money to make more money for hedge funds and the big institutions, and the retail investor pays the expense. It's outrageous. It's the dumbest thing ever. And ultimately, that's a big piece of what AMC stock and GameStop stand for. The whole movement. Rewriting history, rewriting the rules, rewriting the regulations, trying to get people a fair shot at true wealth, you know? It's just crazy to me. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm just ranting too much. Maybe, I don't know. I should calm down, but I just don't know, man. I don't get it. Like, there's actual people in my life that I know who were affected by 2008 and the corruption and malpractice that took place there. And like, they're furious. Like, their lives were different for 10 years. Like, 10 years later, they're still living, you know, they're paying consequences for what happened back then. And like, they just don't care. The big money doesn't care. They keep doing it anyways because they just keep getting richer, you know? I don't know. I'm done. I apologize. Whatever. Just buy more AMC. It's effing Treyway. Love you, dude. Stay healthy. Thank you, JSP. Appreciate that, brother. It's tough to remain calm about this madness. I appreciate Elite Shot. It means a lot, man. I don't know. It's just frustrating to watch. And I'm not even frustrated about AMC. Like, I'm so cool, calm, and collected about where we're sitting right now, because all we have to do is freaking buy and hold. I've got more time than they've got money, and so does everybody else, you know? But what brought us here, the decades and decades of that, and the fact that they just haven't done anything to change it, you know, it's just greed. It's greed. It's not ape helping ape. It's freaking a world of Cobas living in a small world of apes. Like, this is what it is. You've got freaking a couple hundred or a couple thousand Cobas that are controlling the world, and there's millions of apes out there, millions of Caesars who could do just as much good as the Cobas. The freaking honest. I'm done. I don't know. Enough of that. I'm done ranting. Thank you, Rob. Kudin. Yes, sir. Small fish versus the hedge fund trading. Fair game. It's a battle, man. It's a war. That's what I view it as. I really do. Absolutely. We ain't going nowhere, bro. Thank you, Angel. I appreciate that. Greed knows no bounds. It doesn't. Hey, Trey, hope all is well. Is May or June still your predicted squeeze date? I stand by it. I do. I think May or June. I could be wrong, but I stand by it. Just based on everything that's been going on with AMC, I think that's the date to watch. I really do. If I change my mind and I think something's different, the fundamentals have changed and extends the timeline, I'll let you know. I really will. I promise you. Let's look at the 1 month. I want to see these hourly candles. Still have that hammer candle and 2 dojis. Waiting to see how it's going to play out. We got about 20 minutes left for that hourly candle to close off and see how it ends up panning, but that's what you're looking at right now. Just trading sideways. Volume is low. 65 million on the day. It's very stagnated and flat at this point. All right, guys, I'm going to use the bathroom here really quick. I'll be right back. Just do me a favor while I'm using the bathroom, while I get some water. Just drop a like on the video. That's all I care about. You don't even have to subscribe to me. Whatever. I just want a place for the community to chill out and hang out. But I'll be right back. Lamp will do its job. Lamp will hold the crib down, and so will Subway Cup doing her thing. But just give me a few seconds here. Won't take too long. I'll be right back. My fellow friends, family, Gorilla Gang. Yeah, I'll be right back, I suppose. It won't take me long. I know it's coming. I already know it. I already know it. I already know it. Let her drop. Let her drop. Let her drop. All right. So we're going to play this for you real quick. I'll play it in the background. Just let her rip for a couple minutes. It's like a 2-minute song. It won't take too long. Make sure my desktop audio is on. Maybe. Come on, baby. What are you doing? Oh, man. My internet's being goofy. Let this freaking ad play out. Say something, Lamp! Lamp, blink twice if you think AMC will go up. Oh, look at that. All right, we'll play this in the background for you guys for a little while. The return of the chair. Absolutely. Well, she'll eventually load. He's not muted. No, sir. All right. There you go. We'll let her rip. We'll let her play. I'll even jam with you guys. Maybe this will be the momentum we need. Today, my friends and family, YouTube premium, right? That was one blink. To give you a little more of an update on ticker symbol AMC. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. This is God dang YouTube. God dang YouTube. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Guys, not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. We got a George W. Foreman here. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Just tweeted. I'm gonna have to check that out. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Guys, not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. And we got a George W. This is my favorite part of the song. Absolutely. It's not gonna be bearish. It's gonna go ape shit. Hope you guys like that. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Absolutely. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Guys, not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Just not doing anything. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a
W. The big fat, you know what it is, George W.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what it is, the big fat George W.
The music does lighten the mood. You're absolutely right. We got to see this Adam Aaron tweet. Here's how to vote in the upcoming July 29th annual meeting of AMC shareholders. In early June, we will send a new proxy voting materials to those owning AMC stock on June 2nd. It's a brand new election, starting over completely afresh. Any votes for the May 4th meeting get ignored. Time to retweet that. Your voice matters. It's worth researching anything you don't understand to make your voice heard. Apes together. Boom.
And we got a George W. Foreman here.
Not right now. Now it's bleeding a little bit. You can see that the short volume has started to pick up again. 216,000 shares there, 228,000 here, 65.93 million shares traded on the day here so far. Total volume, I should say. We're just waiting to see what's going to happen, but I'm guessing since it has broken this uptrend right now, we are going to likely come back down and retest either A, this level of support here at about 1246, or B, this level of support at 1236, the larger one. These hedge funds better stop manipulating before I get mad and intervene. Dude, I'm absolutely with you. Seriously, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. That was a pretty decent little push in volume right there. Look at that. 260,000 to hold that up in that little doji candle. The volume is definitely picking up. Check SEC News on Twitter. Citadel's already under the guillotine, and the government Fed is trying to make sure the squeeze doesn't break the system. SEC News? SEC Small Biz Forum awards more than $28 million to whistleblower who aided SEC and other agency actions. Wait, whoa, 28 million. Dang. What's the news? Which one? Hey, if you're a whistleblower out there, the SEC is paying some pretty handsome rewards. If you want to help the cause, I know you wouldn't have a job, but I think $28 million will hold you over. If you're interested, you gotta let me know the news article, but I'll check it out. Huge fan and watch every live stream. Inspire me to start a channel. It's my first and last name. I do crypto and stocks. Mara, currently. I'd appreciate any love. Love your show, man. Hey, dude, with Sean Amick, I wish you the best, man, with your channel. And just keep your nose to the grinder, man. Just keep providing good, valuable content. Think about what the people want to see, and you should get where you need to go. Currently hot on 1,272 shares. I will send pick if needed. Just want to give you a shout out to say thank you for the support in the good and bad times. And thank you to the baby apes and big apes for hodling strong. You don't got to prove anything to me, man. I trust you. I trust you absolutely 100%. Much love to you, Rogue. The squeeze gonna be nasty? Absolutely. What state am I from? I grew up in Minnesota. I'm currently living in kind of back and forth between Oklahoma and North Carolina. So my home is in North Carolina. This is my house where I'm chilling right now. But where I work, I'm staying in a hotel. That's where they've got me cooking up right now. Burn coin. A couple of people in a row have mentioned burn coin. Are you guys bots? Because that was really coordinated. That was super coordinated. That is weird. And you're all using the same emojis. I don't know what burn coin is, but the fact that I just saw like 8 people say the same thing with the same emoji, that's a red flag. I don't know if I trust that. But yeah, whatever. And the fact that you guys are dropping it over and over, yeah, whatever. No bots. Yeah, I don't know about it. I feel like some of these cats are trying to cause a rift between the AMC YouTubers. Someone is going to take your, yeah, man. I mean, that's why I shot him a text. I try to be as straightforward and blunt as I could, you know? It's all in love. It really is. Ready for AMC to go Ultra Instinct. Dude, Ultra Instinct Goku is the coolest thing ever. Freaking, I love that episode. I remember it broke the internet that day. It really did. It really absolutely did. The new Fidelity beta makes Robinhood even more obsolete. I have to check it out, but Robinhood is dying, man. I really do not dig. I don't dig them. I don't dig Robinhood, obviously. Let's see. All right, guys. So at some point, I have to go pick up my my washer and dryer because they're gonna close by the end of market hours if I don't get that. So I'm probably gonna stick around for another 10 or 15 minutes. I wasn't expecting them to have that ready today, but I guess they do. So I'm gonna try and go get those. But I'll be around for a little while longer here. Burn coin. You guys keep dropping that burn coin. Ah, man. Burn bots. More like. Nah, it's funny. Maybe it's legit running. I don't know. But it's just a little fishy for sure. OMG, I'm so scared. AMC crash. I'm going to sell my shares. Psych! It's effing Trey. Well, I love AMC. Wood of the moon. You my dirt hedgies. JSP Tiger. I appreciate that, brother. For real. It's holding up okay right now. It looks like it's going to get that bounce off of this support line at about 1245 or so. We'll wait and see what ends up happening, but what program am I using? This is Webull. So I've got a link in the description box if you want to get Webull. You get 2 free stocks with the link. If not, I don't really care. You're chilling either way. You can do it without the link. Doesn't matter to me at all. But this is Webull, and I like it. It treats you pretty well. I prefer it over a lot of other brokerages. Just based on the interface. The platform is really clean, for sure. What is a silver bot? I like that. That's pretty good stuff. Check Adam's post. I retweeted it. That's good. I've got shares in Fidelity and Cash App. How risky is it to move my shares from Cash App to Fidelity at this point in the game? I think it'd be okay. It's typically like a 2 to 5 day transfer process from what I've heard. At AMC, we family. We accept everybody but Cobas. Absolutely. Apes together strong, man. Apes together strong. Since AMC is trading sideways, do you mind touching on a few other stocks? Are CTRM and Sense both being shorted? CTRM and Sense, I think, are both being shorted. I think a lot of small caps are being shorted. I like CTRM as a long-term company, but the problem is that CTRM is getting absolutely hammered by shorts right now. I mean, a lot of small caps are just not getting any love. They're getting schwacked. Like, absolutely brutally schwacked. It looked like for a while CTRM might get a nice breakout from this this bad trend, but it has an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Head, shoulder, shoulder. So this could be the beginning of a little bit of a bounce if it gets off of this level of support at about 42 cents or so. But I'm looking for that 15 EMA to cross over the 200 EMA and consistent trading volume and a little bump in trading volume. So if you look at the daily candles right now, you're looking for a bump probably like this. So like 250 million shares, 251 million shares. If you got something like that and the 15 EMA crossed over at the same time, I would consider that significant. And I would say at that point, it's worth talking about and worth taking a position in. For sure. For sure. 2 most powerful warriors are patience and time. Absolutely H Jazz, Sus AF. Dude, all small caps are getting smoked right now. Like every single one. I feel like there were so many companies, like some of the $3, $4, $5 range that are now less than $1. Which is outrageous. I mean, they're really trying to cook up these small caps. They are. I think there's a lot of small cap companies that unfortunately are going to go bankrupt because of this nonsense. Did you see my super chat? Just wondering. Ethan, I'm pretty sure I got to it. I think I'm reading these in order, but I'm sorry if I missed it. All right. Brienne, I see your message. And like I said, there's no apes hurt apes thing. Hopefully everybody's good. All right. I sub to you and Andrew and appreciate both content. We love you, Trey. You bring the energy, spread love and positivity. You're generally a good dude. Appreciate that, Andrew. Nice name. I dig it. Trey, I'm from the future. Lamp is tired, needs a rest. Turn her off for a bit and we'll see a nice boost. You know what? I think you're right. I can get behind that. Fintel? What's on Fintel? Use some exclamation points for that, so it must be something significant. I'm going to check the short interest and see if it's either that or some big buyer of some sort. Let's see. Chicken Caesar. 4 million shares available, so that's nothing crazy. Maybe it's the institutional ownership. Let's see. Any recent 13Fs? Today's the 19th. I don't see any on the 19th yet. So I'm not seeing anything on Fintel. Maybe if you give me something to look at, that would help. Just got to give me some direction. Have I ever seen The Bug's Life? The part where the one ant stood up to the grasshopper. I have, man. Absolutely. That's the freaking ant standing up to the hedge funds right now. That's us. That's the apes to the hedge funds. Thank you, Tyler. I don't know if I missed it, but what's going on with these sales going on? I keep raising my average. Yeah. So it was just shorted down. We had A3 grain days, and you had a pivotal moment on the charts. It was a very, 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 very pivotal technical analysis setup. So you had an ascending level of support right here, and it was a bull flag, right? So it was either A, going to break very hard for the upside if we got over 1450, or B, break beneath the ascending support bull flag level and retest, down to this Fibonacci retracement zone of 50 to 61.8. And as of right now, it's coming down on the retracement. It's testing this box. This is essentially where I think it's going to get a bounce, but we're going to have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Trey Keith versus Kenneth and Gabriel. Oh, you can't compare me to Keith, man. Keith is on an entirely different realm. He was on GameStop years before anybody talked about it. This is a much different scenario, but I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. All right. The calm before the storm. You know what it is. You know what it is. AMC needs a Senzu bean to... Absolutely. A Senzu bean to do wonders. It really would. Trey, check Melvin Capital article on Market Insider. Let's see. The hedge fund that lost more than 50% in a single month betting against GameStop closed out of its public short positions in the first quarter. The firm exited its short position on GameStop earlier this year after sparring with day traders. Melvin Capital finished the first quarter down 49%, a loss largely pegged to its large short bet against, Insider reported previously. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I'd like to see the filings to back that up. According to a filing submitted to the SEC, we've seen them say that sort of stuff and then malpractice it and do other things against. I mean, we're no stranger to this. We're no stranger to the fact that hedge funds will say they're doing one thing and then do another. I mean, that's how naked short selling works. That's 100% how it works, right? They're not reporting a lot of this stuff. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't even see GameStop in here. Gap, Gartner, Grainer. Where's GameStop? Where is it? The SEC has not necessarily reviewed the information in this filing. You've got to be kidding. Look at this header. The SEC has not necessarily reviewed the information in this filing and has not determined if it is accurate and complete. The reader should not assume that the information is accurate and complete. Wow! 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 This is come on! Come on! Come on! You want me to listen to this article and you haven't even reviewed it? You haven't even reviewed it. This is the exact same situation as if you had a student in college writing their capstone and some freaking big ed press put out that freaking kid's article, this college kid's article, and it wasn't even reviewed by the professor. Come on. How am I supposed to believe you're telling the truth? You can't put that out if it hasn't been reviewed. At least review it. At least say that it's being reviewed. How am I supposed to believe this? Maybe it's been reviewed. Maybe it hasn't. How am I supposed to take that? What fine print. What fine print that is. Wow. Interesting, huh? See, it's funny that we just said that. It's funny. It really is. It's hilarious. I can't help but laugh. How am I supposed to believe this news article if it's not even being reviewed by the same body, the same governing body that's supposed to regulate the stock market? What is this junk? Come on. No, I'm not even reading that. I'm not reading it if the SEC isn't even reviewing their work. That's outrageous. Funny. That deserves a freaking screenshot. Pretty freaking interesting. Look at that, huh? Look at this. Look at that, huh? Interesting stuff. That makes absolutely no sense. Patrick Hahn. And now my internet is lagging. That's good. Ay, ay, ay. All right. So Patrick says, Trey, I could use some confidence from you. My only friend, who is also an ape, is moving away for a job. I'd go with, but I can't because I need to finish school and my girlfriend is still in school. Got any advice? So I'm not very good at life advice, but what I will tell you is this: the people in your life, and I've come to find this in my own short 23 years of life, is that the people in your life that matter and that you want in your life, whether it's over distance or whether it's close and in person, they're going to be a part of your life. And here's an example for you, right? My best friend, this guy has literally been night and day, like has changed my life forever. His name's Brandon. He lives in Fargo. When I was 50 grand in the hole, I remember I owed this guy $600 for a straight year, and he didn't say a freaking word until I was able to pay him back, And that relationship right now that we have is distance, and we FaceTime literally at least 2 or 3 times a week. Like we chat all the time, man, like an hour at a time at least. So it's going to be hard for sure. I mean, it's very difficult to do distance friendships or relationships of any sort of kind, but it's temporary if that's what you need to do, right? So if I was you and you're in a situation where you don't think you can, move because you do have your girlfriend and you do have your schooling, I'll just make it work, man. It's as simple as it is. Like, it just takes 2 people willing to make something work to work through distance. And it's going to be hard. Like, I'm not lying to you. Like, there's tough times where I'm like, man, I really miss my buddy Brandon, but I just got to make do with what you got. So you can borrow my confidence. Absolutely, brother. Because I know how that goes. I've got a really close friend, like my best friend, dude. I haven't lived close to him in freaking 6 months. I mean, it's been since December, You just got to keep putting the time in. But anywho, I'm going to come over here to Twitter and I'm going to freaking tweet that out because that is goofy. That makes no sense. They don't even have a Twitter, huh? Article comes out saying Melvin Capital sold their position in GME in first quarter. And I was speculative. So, as speculation goes, you read the fine print. The reader should not assume that the information is accurate and complete. I think it was and. $2018? Wait, the date on this is 2018? No, it says May 19th, 2021. The date on this. Oh, okay. Well, why do they have a link for that? Okay, guys, let's think about this. If they have a link in this article from 2021, why are they linking this SEC form, this 13F from 2018? Let's see what you guys think. Let's see what you guys think. Thanks for the save, guys. I appreciate it. Fake news? Fun? Classic? Yeah, that's what I figured. So I'm just going to reword this. First off, the 13F they linked is from 2018. Second, SEC says readers should not assume that the information is accurate and complete. Readers should not assume information is accurate and complete. FUD alert. What do you guys think of that? Let me know. You guys let me know. I'll wait to put it out until. Interest up a small amount. Less people trying to borrow. Volume slowing down. Bear trap loading hard. I think we end 39 cents in green. Dude, that would be a massive, massive, massive freaking reversal. That'd be ridiculous. Send it. Good. Full send. Get them. Tag SEC. All right, let's do it. I even tagged them. I tagged the SEC. And I'm going to link this. Link to FUD article. Boom. There we go. Ortex numbers, please. Love you, Trey. So we'll take a quick peeky weeky at the Ortex numbers, but I don't anticipate they've changed much. Let's take a look. Utilization 96% says the short interest is down 5.73%, and this is a T+2, so that short interest is lagging a little bit, according to Ortex and what they've said. But check the replies from inflow versus outflow. I'll take a quick peek. We'll see what we got cooking. Let's see. Nothing yet. Strange, man. I'll tell you what. Just bought more shares. Average is 801. Now loving it. Dude, you can't ever buy shares again with an 801 average. That's as good as you No, I'm playing. But that's good, man. That's a cool average. I dig it. Just posted a chart showing how it went with Volkswagen in 2008. It shows the dip trend and how Volkswagen skyrocketed. Interesting. So I've seen the comparison between Volkswagen and AMC before, but the thing is that they're different squeezes, right? They had different bases. The short interest is different. The buyers were different. The float was different. But I'll look at it. We'll see what we got. Yeah, see, so it's just different. That's the only thing. Volkswagen versus AMC, there were different squeezes. So you can take lessons, but you can't paint the picture and be like, hey, just because this happened to Volkswagen means it'll happen to AMC. And that's not fun in the least bit. It just is what it is. I mean, I think it will dip before it rips, like GameStop did and like Volkswagen did, but nobody knows for sure. We just got to take it day by day is ultimately what it is. Michael says, hey, brother, the text you sent him is the reason that you become a leader of this movement. You're the same person with or without the camera. Keep doing you and let's change the world. Hey, Michael, I appreciate that, man. I'm just trying to spread good because I don't have any malicious hate for anybody. I think everybody can win. We all need to win in this. It's apes together. It's not us versus them, ultimately, at the end of the day. All right, guys, I'm going to go get my freaking washer and dryer so I can get that installed in the crib here. So that's what I'm going to go do here really quick. Hopefully I can come back for maybe the last hour to live stream that, but I'll let you guys know what ends up happening there. Either way, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I will be back to at the very least make a video again here tonight, but if I can live stream the last hour market hours, I will absolutely do that. But appreciate everybody tuning in. To everybody that's dropped a super chat, I'm sorry that I didn't get back to you if I didn't, but it does mean a lot to me that you sent that. You do not have to send super chats. I 100% would rather that you just bought stock or invested in yourself, invested in your family, whatever it was. But nonetheless, appreciate everybody that is tuned in here to the live stream. If I can come back later, I will absolutely do so. Just do me a favor, drop a like on the way out. That's all I ask for. Much love to the apes. Peace, love, and positivity. Catch you in the next live stream, and peace.